or Wednesday, whatever you like. Tony Gwynn Jr., Matt Skraby, Chris Ello once again, idle. But at least he's coming home with another victory. Women Aztecs took down Colorado State, although it was pretty close. I don't think it was supposed to be that close either.
It's very low scoring as well.
46-44.
Correct.
Final?
Yeah. That's it.
So at least he'll be home tomorrow feeling pretty good. The Lady Aztecs remain undefeated in the Mountain West.
They're playing good basketball right now.
Only 3 losses on the year.
Yeah, that's great.
Having a fantastic season. Of course, the men take care of business or hope to take care of business tonight.
Yes.
Here at Villas. I believe we gave some tickets away to that game the other day.
Colorado State, the Rams, baby.
So you got that. The Bill Belichick news continues to have fallout.
Oh, my goodness.
Everybody and their mamas are out there letting it be known how much of a disgrace this truly is.
This might be the strongest reaction I've seen in quite some time.
It feels like we haven't had a reaction in unison.
With so many people with the same reaction, because usually everybody's just yelling at each other.
Right,
and
there's usually
this one is not.
No, it doesn't feel like there's one side versus another side. It just feels like it's everybody versus that side.
Yeah, I mean, Jimmy Johnson, I think, caught my eye the most, the former Cowboys coach, because he was very upset, and he took to Twitter last night after this whole thing happened, and he sent out a series of tweets about this. He said, "This is just wrong." WRONG in caps. He wanted to say, "I would bet that if the Hall of Fame votes were public, very few of the bleeps that did not vote for Bill Belichick would come forward."
Which bleeps is that?
The A.
Okay.
Not vote for Bill Belichick would come forward. Already some are lying about their vote. As a Hall of Fame coach, I think Bill Belichick is the greatest of all time. Patrick Mahomes came out and trashed this. J.J. Watt came out and trashed this.
His man's Tom Brady.
Tom Brady even came to his rescue there. So someone messed up in this Hall of Fame vote.
Yeah,
and it seems like it all points to Bill Polian.
I'm going to stop you there because Bill Polian himself could not have stopped Bill Belichick from being in the Hall of Famer. He's not. He can't. It takes.
He can try to convince.
I think there's 50 votes, right?
50 votes. You need 40.
40, right? So that means 9 other people.
At least 9 other people.
Excuse me.
I think you need 11.
You need 11.
You need 11.
11 to not vote. At least 11.
He somehow convinced these people to do it. Because Bill Polian, they asked him after.
Why are they listening to Bill Polian?
He must wield some power.
What power does Bill Polian have? Is he getting their vote taken away?
I really couldn't tell you what power he wields, but he said after the fact, like for some reason, Bill Polian's name came right to the front as soon as this was announced. And so everybody started talking about him. They asked him, "Did you vote for Bill Belichick, or do you have anything to do with this?"
He said he was 95% sure.
Well, at first he said, "Yes, I did vote for him." And then they asked him later, and he said, "You know what? I think I voted for him."
No, he said, "I'm 95%
sure I voted for him."
That's highly likely.
I love the Bleacher Report meme that said, with a picture of Bill Polian that just said in big block letters, "Doesn't remember."
Yeah, man.
This has been crazy.
Do you have Jimmy's tweets yet?
Yeah, we just read them.
You read those?
Yeah, I read them.
Those are directly from him.
Oh, those are directly from him. He sent those off really quick.
Well,
he also said this. If I'm trying to find the exact language, but he basically said, if you're going to keep him out for Spygate, hey, we did it too, meaning the Cowboys did it too. He's like, most teams do this. So that can't be an excuse as to why you're not in the Hall of Fame first ballot.
Yeah. So, that fallout continues to take on a life of its own. We also heard from Kevin Acee. He joined Foul Territory earlier today and talked a little bit about what the Padres had going in terms of Fernando Tatis Jr. And then with the Yu Darvish situation,
Let's start with the Yu Darvish situation.
Let's start with it.
All right. Here's what AJ Pierzynski talks about with Kevin Acee.
Can they get the money back? If he says wouldn't they want the Padres, want him to do this sooner than later? Because I'm not exactly the number he's making, but I'm assuming it's around 20-ish million, if not more. Then the Padres can save that. Yeah. Okay. So then they could say, hey, we could use that towards.
Oh, no. That's something that they have sort of unofficially budgeted for 2026 and beyond is this money. This has been an ongoing thing where, it's a big decision for you. So it's not like, he has, I don't know if I want to say gone back and forth or whatever, but he has not been definitive to them until recently that this is definitely going to be the case, that they are going to get money back.
There you have it.
This is getting murkier by the day, Tony. It's getting murky. Yeah. I don't know what's going on here. There's some funny business going on, though.
Why do you think that? Explain.
Because Yu Darvish doesn't seem to be a guy who wants to cause problems.
Right.
And he's never caused problems. He even gave his money back when he took off the time when he was away from the team for his family stuff. So I don't know why this is such a big deal now.
Why is it so complicated?
Should I say it? I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. I think the Padres, I think this is a fair comment. I think the Padres want his money off the books, and so they're trying to come to a settlement. They don't want his money
off, but you think they want it off the books? Oh, meaning
they can use it.
They can use it.
So they could use it, and they want to come to a settlement so that they could use this money. You've heard Kevin Acee right there say that they've already kind of budgeted this money as being able to be spent on a roster.
I guess that would be an indication that they wouldn't mind having it, that they've already budgeted for it.
Yeah. I bet you they had conversations after he got injured or, some point, and he was like, yeah, I'll settle with you. And so they started going down that direction, and maybe it didn't go the right way. And so now they're still trying to figure it out. But it sounds to me like the Padres want him to settle. And I don't think that's a bad thing because it's not likely that he pitches again.
Are you sure?
I'm not sure. That's why I said it's not likely. I've learned my word choices here in the radio world.
I hear you.
It's not likely that he pitches again. So why not free up that money now?
What I will say is that certainly would be nice if you had 15? Is that what they said?
Extra 15.
Either way,
that gets you a starting.
What
pitcher.
else did Kevin hit up or get hit up for on foul territory?
I hate this question. I understand why AJ Pierzynski asked it, but I absolutely hate the question. Are the Padres shopping Fernando Tatis Jr.? Because the answer is no. But here's what Kevin Acee said.
But can you confirm that there's 0 or 100% chance they would have shopped Fernando Tatis?
0 for now. You notice that's been basically the caveat is for now. Like, first off, the team is for sale. Whether that happens or not, it depends on who you ask right now. But let's assume it's for sale. So, we can't say what's going to happen in the future. But the fact is they have boxed themselves to a certain extent. Now, whenever I say that, I got to give the asterisk of AJ Preller. He finds a way to build this team and fit it within whatever budget he's given. But the fact is that they're going to be paying Xander Bogaerts and Manny Machado some big money in the future, and those guys are probably unmovable. Fernando Tatis Jr. is very movable. If there's a piece in the future where this team has to, and this is a gigantic if, all right? It's like capital if, italicized bold. If they have to do that,
he's really putting some disclaimers.
Is the guy that goes. And yes.
So basically, it's kind of what we've said. If they absolutely have to, it could happen, but it's not likely to happen for now, he says.
Good.
For now. If they have to trade Fernando because it's a financial decision, that would hurt.
That won't be good.
That would not be good because you can't trade someone for financial decisions. Maybe if you're going to improve the team, but because you can't afford to pay his contract because you got the Manny and Xander contract. Man, I'm catastrophizing everything in my head today.
That's not anything new.
No, but I came in with such a good mood. I don't know why I'm like all of a sudden in Negativeville.
The real Matt Skraby has stood up is what it seems like.
Right here. Front and center, baby.
Alden Gonzalez will join us later in the 2:00 hour.
We're going to talk to him about the unfair TV deal that the Dodgers have.
Yeah, maybe he can explain that
I would love
a
for
little
that.
bit more.
I would love for that because you sent me a post this morning.
Yeah, there was. I ran into something. I think it actually came from the LA Times.
It did. It was Bill Shaken.
It was on Instagram, and it broke down. It was similar to what we talked about last Friday, going into the break, but it just was. I think it made it easier to understand. To be honest with you,
A little bit.
You see kind of where the contract that Time Warner, what they bought that TV rights for, where you can see where it kind of got out of control.
It got really out of control.
And I don't know that it doesn't seem to have been intentional, because at least from the MLB side, I just don't think they thought there would be a company that would pay that much money for it.
Yeah, see,
like almost overpay.
They paid more than double what they thought they were going to get.
For those who don't know what we're talking about, the Time Warner deal, which is now the Spectrum deal, was for $8.5 billion. And this isn't in 2020 something. This is like 2014,
2011.
2011. I was still playing at that time.
Yeah.
And so
or at least the 2011 is when McCourt was
that's when he went into the bankruptcy.
So he wanted,
thing.
yes. And he wanted to raise the value.
I kind of explained that. Well, he also didn't want Major League Baseball being able to dictate the terms of how it was.
Yeah, so
of how much money he was going to get. And so that was his strategy. And I mean, in some ways, he out-strategized Major League Baseball on this in order to get the deal that he wanted, versus what it typically happened in this case was that Major League Baseball would set the price. Instead, he went to, and you can imagine 2011, this is around where the financial world
2008, so it was just getting back going.
It was just getting back going, and he got an 8.5. And you know what's funny is I remember after retiring, you started to hear word that at this time, this is 2016, 2017, that Time Warner was worried, or Spectrum at that time was worried that they was concerned that they paid too much and that it was going to eventually bite them.
They did.
And all of a sudden, almost you have to think what's helped save this is the acquisition of Ohtani.
It did.
Because also at one point, everybody in Los Angeles wasn't even getting to see the Dodger team.
That's true.
It was like a point of contention.
It totally was. Fans were like, I can't even watch my own team. Only half of LA could watch the Dodgers.
We'll get into some of that when we get a chance to talk to Alden.
Because Bud Selig is to blame for all this.
And Chris Ello is not a big fan of Bud Selig.
Yeah, it would be a good day to have Chris here.
I'm sure this only going to enhance that. All right. John Gruden asked to come back to NFL. We'll get into some of that a little bit later on. Brett Sableski joins us to talk a little NFL as well. We got a lot rolling here. Pablo Torres continues to be a thorn in the side of Adam Silver. We'll get into that a little bit as well. More Gwynn and Chris, more Gwynn and Skraby on the way.
Did you know that?
Tony Gwynn Jr., Matt Skraby. Kicking it with you guys for 4. Skraby's going to take over, though, at 5. It's going to roll you right into the Chronicles.
Yes.
How was the Chronicles last night, by the way?
Popping.
Oh, was
Popping.
It? Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
It
With
was
no
poppin'.
G on the end. It was pop-in.
Pop in.
It
I-N.
was. You know, I sometimes say this to myself and to friends. They ask me, "Do you have a good brain day today?" Because that means that I spoke clearly and well. So I had
I
a
think
good
we're
brain day
always
last
searching
night.
for that perfect brain day.
Oh, the perfect brain day is never there, but
No,
some days
I
you
don't know
just
I've ever
feel
had
it, right?
Yeah.
Some days the words come easy, and some days the words do not come easy.
No, that's often. That feels often. Skraby, you've been banging the drum of how easy the New England Patriots path
Yes.
to the Super Bowl has been. You've been big on this.
Can I read this to you real quick? I saw this tweet when I woke up, so of course this is what's on my mind. But it's someone who broke down the Patriots schedule by coaches. Week 1, fired coach. Week 2, fired coach. Week 3, fired coach. Week 4, NFC South. Week 5, fired coach. Week 6, NFC South. Week 7, fired coach. Week 8, fired coach. Week 9, fired coach. Week 10, NFC South. And then week 11, just Jets. Week 12, Bengals. Week 13, 15, and 16, fired head coach. Week 17, Jets. Week 18, fired head coach.
So I love the NFC South. Just putting that in
It
there.
didn't fit their narrative, so they had to put NFC South. But that's
Well, I think the running joke in NFC South is what they all finish at 500 or below 500 every year. So
yeah, that's true.
NFC South, you get the picture. Jets, you get the picture.
Yeah. Oh, Jets, you totally get the picture. Bengals, you get the picture. But he had 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 weeks with a fired head coach. And I know I am starting to become the minority on this.
Yeah, I think some NFLers had a different perspective. Well, Gerald McCoy, former great defensive tackle for the Buccaneers for a large part of his career, and Aqib Talib.
Oh, Aqib Talib, the guy who said that Bill Belichick has more chips than Frito-Lays.
Yes. They both disagree with you.
Yes, they do. Here it is.
When did we get in the era of taking away from how people are doing something? Who cares that it's been an easy path?
It is an easy path as far as the quarterbacks they went against, but this is the National Football League. You don't just go play against a quarterback. To their credit, this might be the most difficult path of defenses that they played against. This is incredibly hard if you look at it the other way. It may be the easiest quarterback path, but it's the most difficult path to the Super Bowl as far as the defenses you had to play ever in football.
2017, Brady was the MVP of the league. He had to beat Marcus Mariota and Blake Bortles to get to the Super Bowl, and he lost to Nick Foles. So who cares about the path? Like Lieb said, this is a National Football League. Why are we making such a big deal about the path? They got to the Super Bowl.
We're making a big deal about it because he beat Justin Herbert, C.J. Stroud, Jared
Who
Stidham.
cares? They had to win.
And they did.
You trust Blake Bortles?
No.
No.
He beat us in the playoffs.
What about Marcus Mariota?
But you can't recognize that this was an easy path?
I don't care. They won. Why does it matter? Why are we discrediting people for doing
I feel like we've had this conversation before over
Yeah.
baseball for sure.
Yeah.
But
No. I mean, I think
that's a great point about Tom Brady.
I think it's a great point about the defenses.
The defenses too. Denver had a great defense.
th-
Houston had the best defense.
Yeah, those were all top tier defenses
Ranked in the top 5.
and they
for
had
sure.
to go. They had to go beat them in Denver conditions that favor the defense.
I think Gerald McCoy is very you in this whole thing. Like, who cares? They played the game. Just
Right.
get over it.
Right.
And then whoever that other guy was, I don't know who he was, but he
you know who that was? That was
is that Richie Incognito?
That's Richie
I
Incognito.
thought it looked like him, but I was like, he looks really good for Richie Incognito.
He does look good. He does look good.
And he was like, so you can't just admit that it's a easier path? And Gerald McCoy's like, no, I love that part.
He said, who cares? I don't care that it's easy path. I mean, Richard Incognito's point though would go on to be though that the fans care, and
Yes.
that is ultimately their customer. And so you do got to acquiesce to it a little bit. You know, I get where he's coming from. He drove home that point with the Brady point.
Yeah.
I mean, he beat Bortles and
Mariota.
Mariota and then lost to Foles. As
Yeah.
none of those were like, you wouldn't pick those 3 quarterbacks out of the hat for like top dudes.
No, not at all.
And so ultimately, it's just hard to beat good teams as you get deeper into the playoffs. And
I agree with that. And as much
here's New England. And listen, as much as I hope Seahawks blow the doors off of them, I don't think it's going to happen. It's probably going to be a good game.
I would hope so. I mean, that's all I really care about.
Mike Vrabel doesn't.
Uh-oh. Do we have another alien voice situation?
Mike Vrabel doesn't coach teams that can't keep the game like within strike. I can't remember a time he's been like blown out, really.
Yeah, not this year, really, not at all.
I mean, besides maybe when he was the last year. I mean, even Tennessee, they consistently were making deep runs in the playoff.
As much crap as I have given Mike Vrabel and the Patriots this year, and as much as I want to subscribe to they had an easy schedule,
as much as you do subscribe to it,
I know that Gerald McCoy is ultimately right.
Yeah,
a guy who played the game. You still have to play those games. But it's more fun to think about how bad the Patriots were because of their schedule, or are because of their schedule.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Cole says he's back. Your Kermit Tony is what Jocelyn is calling that.
Yeah, I don't know what is going on there. It's just phlegm gets caught.
It's that time of year.
And
Tony.
I'm in the middle of trying to make a point, and I don't want to give up that point. Things kind of leave the memory occasionally. So
you want to get through it. Do you see John Gruden? He was asked to be
offensive coordinator for the Jets.
For the Jets, Aaron Glenn reached out to him and he said, "No, I'm not going to do that." Which I don't know why John Gruden would do that. The Jets are a terrible team with terrible ownership.
I mean, that's probably why they asked John to come. Like, you could help us.
And he's like,
yeah.
I know how that works, and no,
yeah,
I'm good. But do you think that John Gruden would ever come back to the NFL in an offensive coordinator position, or do you think he's a head coach only?
I mean, I certainly think he could be an offensive coordinator. I think he probably desires to be a head coach only. I mean, when's the last time he was a coordinator?
Years ago.
It was like before he got the name Chucky.
That is true.
We didn't know who he was at that point.
I mean, he coached Chris Sims as a head coach. That's how long he was a head coach ago.
He was on Chris Sims' head top too.
He was like, "It's Spider Y2 banana. What is wrong with you? You can't get it."
He was mad as hell about that.
It was just a bunch of random words put together, which is an NFL play.
Just a reminder, all guests on 97.3 The Fan, join us on the David P. Shapiro Fan Hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Let's get the break. On the other side, Alden Gonzalez joins us next here on Gwynn and Chris. Now, Craig Stammen joins us here, Padres' new manager. And Craig, listen, I've had the opportunity to play for two managers that were in their first year, Don Mattingly and the late Ryan Sandberg in Philadelphia. Both of them had their struggles. Even though these are the best of the best type of players, they had their struggles. Where do you see yourself in terms of your staff and leaning on your staff to kind of be able to help you in those first year kind of struggles that many managers deal with at some
Yeah,
point?
you're right. I'm going to lean on my staff a lot. And I remember having, small conversations with Bob Melvin about some of this stuff. And he was talking about some of the things he wished he knew when he was a first year manager. And this was way back when I wasn't even thinking about this. We were just kind of talking. And he's like, I wish that I wouldn't have tried to do everything myself. He said, I felt like I had to be involved in everything and I had to be a part of every decision. And he goes, it's just not the case. He goes, there's a few things that I do need to be in charge of and as the manager, but I got good people around me. If I got good people around me, I just got to be able to trust them.
Right.
That'll be the hard part, but we're going to build that trust within the clubhouse, within the coaching staff. So I'm not doing it all myself. We're going to share responsibility. We're going to share the successes. I'll take the blame, and then we'll see where the dust settles. But I'll, obviously, hopefully gain a lot of experience where we get to the end of the season and we're in that playoff hunt.
Yeah.
That we're rolling and we're humming and we got a good process going.
Now, you mentioned, kind of building off what Mike has done here the last couple of years, adding to his legacy. You obviously have your own strengths, though. Where do you see your strengths being able to be applied to this ball club and how it may be of help?
Yeah, Mike had so much experience of organizing how to be a great baseball team. He'd been mentored by many great managers, and he'd taken a lot from those guys. And I just listened to what he had to say about that stuff, and I saw how he did it, observing and listening to how he kind of went about his business. So a lot of the things that he did, I'm going to probably keep doing the same thing. What I think I can add is maybe just I'm a little younger. I got a little bit more energy.
Yeah.
I've got some relationships within the clubhouse that are maybe a little bit different. Does that give me the avenue to push them in a little bit different way, or like sneak in there to get them to do a few things that they haven't been quite, open to in the past? Maybe I don't know. We'll find out. But, I'm going to treat them, with respect and hopefully get that respect back. And we're going to try to make this team as best they can be.
Craig Stammen joins us here, Padres' new manager. And Craig, you're clearly coming this with your eyes wide open with this situation. I heard you say partnering on multiple occasions up on the stand there. What does that look like for the fans who are listening and may not know what partnering looks like? What exactly is that?
Yeah, partnering, it's a give and a take. We have relationships with our families, our moms, our dads, our wives, our kids. It's not always my way or the highway.
Right.
There's got to be, even in this decision to become the manager, there was a lot of give and take with me and Audrey, deciding what was important to her and what we were going to miss by taking this, what was important to me, what I was going to miss in this, and then coming to a decision that works best for both of us. And I think those types of things can happen throughout the year with players, trying to get them on the field to do certain things in practice or in the game, but like partnering them in the way that's like, it's not just my decision.
Right.
We're in this together. We're accomplishing a goal together. It's not my, championship that we're going to win. It's our championship. It's the Padres championship. It's AJ's, it's John's, it's Eric's, it's Manny's, it's Toddy's.
Right.
It's all of ours together. It's Ruben's. We share that success together. I'll handle the blame, and then we'll do this together.
Last one, I'll let you get out of here. I know you got a busy day ahead of you. Mike Shildt did a terrific job of really shielding his players. He always was the man taking all the arrows coming at the ball club. But you also mentioned being able to push the guys. What does that look like? Because I think oftentimes fans hear, managers take the arrows and they're under the impression that there isn't any, pushing going on the backside of that. What does that look like sometimes?
Yeah, we got great players. So, like, the amount of pushing I need to do is limited.
Right.
But we can give them new ideas on how to navigate a season. And Mike was so good at, like, handling the players and taking the arrows, like you said, in the media and throughout the season and pumping those guys up and making them feel great. But there's ways that, like, maybe they haven't been exposed to, and that's what we're going to challenge our staff to do, is come up with creative ways to keep Manny Machado, healthy for a full season. Xander Bogaerts healthy for a full season as they get a little older in age, and can we have guys peaking at the right time and stuff like that? Just like open to new ideas and creative ideas, and the players will be partnering with that with the coaching staff to create something that we think will build us a championship team.
Now, Craig Stammen joins us here, Padres' new manager, and Craig, listen, I've had the opportunity to play for two managers that were in their first year, Don Mattingly and the late Ryan Sandberg in Philadelphia. Both of them had their struggles. Even though these are the best of the best type of players, they had their struggles. Where do you see yourself in terms of your staff and leaning on your staff to kind of be able to help you in those first year kind of struggles that many managers deal with at some point?
You're right. I'm going to lean on my staff a lot. And I remember having, small conversations with Bob Melvin about some of this stuff. And he was talking about some of the things he wished he knew when he was a first-year manager. And this was way back when I wasn't even thinking about this. We were just kind of talking. And he's like, I wish that I wouldn't have tried to do everything myself. He said, I felt like I had to be involved in everything and I had to be a part of every decision. And he goes, it's just not the case. He goes, there's a few things that I do need to be in charge of and as the manager, but I got good people around me. If I got good people around me, I just got to be able to trust them.
Right.
That'll be the hard part, but we're going to build that trust within the clubhouse, within the coaching staff. So I'm not doing it all myself. We're going to share responsibility. We're going to share the successes. I'll take the blame, and then we'll see where the dust settles. But I'll, obviously, hopefully gain a lot of experience where we get to the end of the season and we're in that playoff hunt.
Yeah.
That we're rolling and we're humming and we got a good process going.
Now, you mentioned, kind of building off what Mike has done here the last couple of years, adding to his legacy. You obviously have your own strengths, though. Where do you see your strengths being able to be applied to this ball club and how it may be of help.
Yeah, Mike had so much experience of organizing, how to be a great baseball team. He'd been mentored by many great managers, and he'd taken a lot from those guys. And I just listened to what he had to say about that stuff, and I saw how he did it, observing and
to join us shortly. Padres are rumored via Sports Illustrated now. I say that.
I mean, remember they called me Mar.
The AI is rampant over there.
Is the AI making rumors now?
I don't know. I'm just saying.
I can barely sift through the fake rumors that we already have.
To be fair, this one actually has a name. So,
okay.
Usually the AIs don't have names.
It's not Mar Skraby?
No Mar Skraby. But Gregory Spicer is saying of Sports Illustrated.
I'm sorry, it sounds like a made-up name.
I don't know if it's made up or not. I'm just reading what it says. But said the Padres could be in the mix for a CJ Abrams return, which is interesting.
Another shortstop.
Because where is he going to play?
Second base. I read this.
Okay, so second base.
They're gonna keep Xander short.
Crone's moving back to first.
Correct.
Got you.
Which is kind of the easy way to set that up. Do you think that Xander would move back to second if they brought CJ Abrams into play?
Nah, I don't know that CJ is an upgrade at shortstop right now. I mean, he's certainly more athletic, but still a lot of errors for him.
There is, and we also have to take this with a grain of salt because it is sports AI strated. But it would be very interesting to see CJ Abrams come back and be in a Padres uniform. My fantasy baseball league. I'm sorry, but I'm going to out you. I'm not going to say your name, but you know who you are. Very angry still at the Washington Nationals trade that the Padres made years ago.
Get over it, my man.
That's what I said too.
Lakers in action tonight. Little Cleveland. This is for you.
Do you think that LeBron's just going to stay in Cleveland? Because the reports are that Cleveland wants him back.
Maybe they do. Maybe
they want a reunion.
Maybe they want a reunion. It wouldn't be a bad. I mean, if Bron wanted to do it, wouldn't be a bad idea. You got Donovan Mitchell. You got, big man. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. You got Garland there.
Yes, Garland. No, I know who Garland is. Seriously.
Do you?
Yeah, I remember he was. Yeah. I couldn't name anybody else on that team. I could remember
name Donovan Mitchell.
Oh well, yeah, I could name him. I could name Zadrunas Ilgauskas, but he played like 15 years ago.
You can't name Zadrunas because he's no longer on the team.
Big Z.
Big Z was a good little player for them.
He was
good big player.
He was a great player for fantasy too because he made some threes.
Yeah, I used to enjoy fantasy basketball, but once they made it every day like baseball,
you could set up your league to go weekly if you wanted.
The last couple of leagues I played in have been daily, and it's not daily. For me.
Oh yeah, you did the Padres league.
It's not for me.
And
finished last every the 2 years I did it because I could never get in the routine of setting my lineup. I
think basketball is way easier because every game is at night. In baseball, you have day games, and so some days I wake up and I forget to set my lineup. 9 a.m. comes and there's already a game started.
Alden Gonzalez going to join us here shortly. Skraby's going to get him on the line. Just kind of going through this. It's a story written by Bill Shagan, but it's in the Yahoo Sports. It's like a Q&A type style, and something in there I want to get to with Alden. I know it sounds like MLB kind of warned that it could turn this way based on the way this whole settlement broke down. So hopefully get Alden's take on that here as he is about to be brought on right now. Skraby's distracting me as he's talking.
I hate I can't, because someone told me one time, hey, you need to speak up when you call me because you're whispering and I can't hear you. So now I have to scream into the microphone.
We need you to whisper because it's hard to talk and I can hear your whole conversation. Alden Gonzalez joins us, ESPN. Alden, how are you, my friend? Welcome back from Arizona.
Doing great, buddy. How are you doing?
I am doing well. I want to get your take on the Yu Darvish situation. I mean, certainly it seemed as though he might be heading to retirement. You kind of put the brakes on that. and now we just kind of are in this space as we kind of wait and see what's going to happen.
Yeah, I feel like I just kind of went through a version of this with Anthony Rendon. Obviously, it's probably a slightly different matter, but Anthony Rendon's not going to play baseball anymore. But he's still being paid for one more year. And so the Angels and Anthony Rendon's representatives, the Boras Corp, kind of restructured the last deal where they sort of deferred the salary over several other years. So the Angels' payroll commitment for 2026 was lower. And the reason why I bring up Anthony Rendon, the results of Yu Darvish might not be the same, but when you do stuff like this, the union is involved, the league is involved, not to mention the team and your agent. So, when his agent Joe Wolf puts out that statement that nothing has been decided yet and it's complicated, that's at least part of what he is referring to. I think the important thing here, and Tony, you could speak to this a lot better than me because you're around him so much, and you know this, and a lot of people have said this about Yu Darvish. If there is one player who would give up major league salary if he didn't want to play anymore and not just sort of stay on an injured list and collect money, it's Yu Darvish. And so,
sure.
And I don't know if that's ultimately going to be the path, but I could definitely see a scenario where Yu Darvish doesn't believe he's going to be able to pitch or thinks it's in his mind unfair that he's collecting this contract when he has no idea. And he says he's going to relinquish the money. If that's ultimately what happens, I don't know, but there are a lot of different paths to this. He can spread it out. They could restructure something. But Yu Darvish said it himself that he's going to try to rehab and he's going to see where he's at. But, I mean, needless to say, if this does happen, even if they defer some of that money and the Padres' obligations for 2026 are lower, that's huge for this team. This is a team that is operating as if it doesn't have payroll flexibility. And so when you look at, and I'm talking just directly about, the 2026 needs, I mean, there's still a lot of starting pitching out there. They could free up some money to get a badly needed starting pitcher. But I think in my mind, this sort of speaks to the bigger picture of who Yu Darvish is and why he commands so much respect and admiration from people. He seems like a very honorable person. And I'm not saying it's bad if players don't go this route, but it's part of the reason why people speak so highly of sort of the character of Yu Darvish.
We're talking to Alden Gonzalez of ESPN here on 97.3 The Fan. And Yu Darvish, the thing that surprised me about it was yesterday we heard from Jim Bowden, and he was saying it's not that easy to just walk away from millions of dollars because you got the MLBPA that doesn't like when players walk away from millions of dollars guaranteed money.
Absolutely.
Is there, how much of pressure is there coming from the MLBPA for you to stay and get his money?
Yeah, I don't know how much pressure, but certainly they don't like setting that as a precedent. And look, I'm sure any agency would want to collect a commission on money too. And I think that's why these things sometimes take a while. And there are concessions that are made along the way. But look, at the end of the day, this is Yu Darvish's money, right? So it doesn't matter what kind of pressure is coming from the union or if there is any pressure from an agency. If he's staunch about this, Yu Darvish is going to do what Yu Darvish wants to do. I would just say, though, that I don't want to say there's no precedent for this, but there's not a lot of it. There's not a lot of precedent for this throughout baseball. Even when players were clearly injured and not playing anymore, they collected their money. So I think that's why this could be a sort of a complicated scenario.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Alden Gonzalez joins us here at ESPN. And Alden, we heard Kevin Acee on Foul Territory today talking about Fernando Tatis Jr. and him possibly being shopped. And the answer was no for now. And it was the big caveat. He put it in the right circumstance, it could be moved. But Fernando's coming into age, just turned 27, coming into what, most consider the prime of his career. He clearly is the piece that the Padres had that other teams would covet, correct?
Oh, no doubt. I mean, it's him and Jackson Merrill. Those are the two guys. And that's the thing where there are sort of two sides to this. And, even though Tatis hasn't like fully lived up to his expectations. I think that's more because the expectations for him are so outsized because of the talent. And even though he's owed a lot of money on that contract, that is still, because of the age, as you mentioned, 27 years old, that is still a very desirable deal. And the Padres would not only be able to like get rid of that contract, but they would able to, my understanding from talking to other people throughout the league, they would be able to get talent back as well.
Yeah.
And obviously you're not doing that unless you're getting both. You don't trade a guy like that otherwise. This came up quite a bit down the stretch of the season, early in the offseason. And I kicked this around to other executives. And the thing that I heard back most consistently was that trading Tatis, and we've seen AJ Preller come out and say he's not doing that. And that's not an AJ Preller thing to do. He doesn't do stuff like that. Not to mention he has a full no trade clause. But trading Tatis would kind of go against who AJ Preller is as an executive. And one firm belief that AJ Preller has, and we've seen this not just through his words, but who he targets in the trade market and free agency, is that he wants to collect as many superstar level players as possible. Okay? He believes that is what wins not only in the regular season, but that is what wins in October. That is what wins championships. So, I mean, we saw it, like, obviously when he traded for Juan Soto and Josh Hader, we saw it just in this trade deadline when he had holes elsewhere in the roster, but he was most aggressively pursuing Mason Miller for a bullpen that didn't need help because he wants to collect as much upper echelon talent as possible. So in my mind, trading Fernando Tatis Jr., not just in my mind, but in the eyes of other executives, would go completely against the ethos of AJ Preller. If that did happen, I would think it's because the payroll situation in San Diego got so dire that he needed to find a very, very creative way to free up that money while still being competitive. And if you take a bird's eye look at the roster, you know, a lot of guys are on the back half of their careers making a lot of money. The farm system is dried up. Well, at least we think. He always tends to find prospects to complete deals. So, like, yeah, it's Fernando Tatis Jr. and it's Jackson Merrill. And I'm trying to take a quick scan in my head of the roster. I don't know that
Mason Miller,
obviously
probably.
Mason Miller too, but that's the group, you know. So that would be it. I think it would be a really difficult thing for AJ Preller to do. It was really difficult for him to trade Juan Soto, although he did really well in that trade. But that was the defining trade of AJ Preller early on in his career, to get Tatis for James Shields, to develop him into a superstar, to sign him to that contract. To me, that would be a last resort sort of thing for AJ Preller.
I agree with that. We're talking to Alden Gonzalez here on from ESPN on 97.3 The Fan. I'm going to switch gears a little bit. I know Tony's going to ask you a question about the TV contract of the Dodgers, but once they signed Kyle Tucker, I think my brain broke a little bit because of all of the money they're already paying guys, and they gave him a ton of money. So I've been trying to come up with ways, not to blame the Dodgers, but come up with ways that it can level the playing field. And outside of a salary cap and a salary floor, have there been discussions about tools that could level the playing field?
I mean, I think the only tool is to give teams further penalties for exceeding that luxury outside of salary cap. Is to give teams further penalties for exceeding the luxury tax threshold. Not just, I mean, on top of like loss of draft picks and taxing them more heavily. I don't know what else you could do. But that's kind of it. But here's the thing, like, and this is going to make your brain melt more, even though you probably know about it already, but they're going to pay Kyle Tucker, when you consider that they're already over the highest threshold, they're going to pay Kyle Tucker $120 million in 2026 alone. Okay.
I did not know that.
So that's more than the payroll of I don't know how many teams, but a decent chunk of teams. And they don't care. They don't care.
They do not.
And then that's where, like, you know, that's where, like, when fans get angry, I understand. They make, and I know we'll get into this, but they make so much money off the TV deal. They make so much money off Shohei Ohtani. and they want a three-peat. And I think part of this, even though they won't admit it, is that they don't know what the economic landscape is going to look like in baseball after this season. So you might as well go all in. And the great thing for the Dodgers and how this played out perfectly for them is they have an older roster. They have prospects coming up that they want to create pathways for. So they went into this offseason thinking like, all right, we're not going to sign anybody to a long-term contract. If we get star players, it's got to be on our terms, which is a short-term deal, higher annual value. And they were able to address their two biggest needs, a closer and a left-handed hitting outfielder, with the two best players available to fill those roles. And when you take a step back, think about the fact that like when Bryce Harper was a free agent, they offered Bryce Harper a similar contract, short-term, high AAV. Not a lot of teams are doing that for superstar players like that then. Bryce Harper obviously didn't take it. He signed a longer deal with the Phillies. I think this speaks, at least partly, to the fact that to just how much of a destination spot the Dodgers have become for players. It's not just because you live in Los Angeles or it's a big market team, but it's because they win, and it's because they treat players well, and they treat their families well, and they have every resource that you could possibly imagine to make yourself better. And you know, everything is sort of in their favor right now, and I think this offseason really characterized that.
Alden Gonzalez joins us here, ESPN, and Alden, Bill Shaken has a kind of a Q&A out, kind of going through something of what I think it was June Lee, who kind of broke this last week, kind of the bankruptcy thing and how McCourt was kind of able, really, it seems like, to outmaneuver Major League Baseball and get this price tag on this team. Guggenheim ends up selling the TV rights. They get $8.5 billion, which was way more than what Fox had offered, which was in the $3 billion number. There was a discussion that, at least from MLB's attorneys, that, hey, if you allow this to happen, this could turn into a Dodgers versus the 29 other teams. And we fast forward to now.
Who's that fortune teller over there?
We fast forward to now, and that's certainly where we sit at. And I mean, I guess in some ways MLB kind of looks like, you know, well, look, we told the judge this was going to happen, and here we are. There is not really a fix, as you said, unless there is you to continue to tax these guys more.
Yeah, and for context, like Bill Shaken covered, like, I think every day of those bankruptcy proceedings back in the Frank McCourt days, and he did a really good job explaining this. And it just, you know, put it simply, the Dodgers sort of pay revenue sharing off their local media deal through the valuation of what it was initially thought to be when they're going through bankruptcy under Frank McCourt. And so they ended up with a much bigger deal than that, but they still pay towards revenue sharing the percentage as if it were the original valuation. I think when June Lee did his video, which I saw, it's as if you're paying taxes on a really small house, but you own a mansion, right? So yeah, it's just another thing in the Dodgers' favor. And I think when Major League Baseball predicted that this would be sort of create an unfair advantage, I don't even think then they anticipated the local media, the linear cable model, drying up as quickly as it did.
So that only made the advantage bigger then.
Right, exactly. And that's the thing too. This is a major deal for the Dodgers. I think I would argue that the bigger deal for the Dodgers is that their TV contract is not gonna go away. You've seen this obviously the Padres lived this when Diamond Sports Group, as it was then called, was going through bankruptcy and they lost their TV deal. That was major revenue that the Padres lost out on. We're seeing it now with that same company, which became Main Street Sports Group. Yeah. Their nine remaining baseball teams may fall out. They may have no local media money in 2026 at all. The Padres are backed by a major corporation that makes billions of dollars a year. And even if their their local media subset is not as profitable, the company's not going away, right? Like Diamond Sports, Sinclair had a subsidiary, which was Diamond Sports Group, and they're the ones that took the fall. The Dodgers media deal will not go away. It is ironclad. It is as ironclad as you can get, and that revenue is not going anywhere. And when you think about the bigger picture and Major League Baseball's desire to nationalize local media rights, I keep thinking, why would the Dodgers want to do this?
Right.
Why would the Dodgers want to give up their deal? The Dodgers, more than anybody else, are in this position because of their local media contract.
Yeah, it goes back to that once again. I mean, after you get past cap and floor, it goes to that TV deal, and it is, as you said, as good of a deal as you'll ever come across. Alden, appreciate your time, man. Good catching up with you as always.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Take care.
Alden Gonzalez, ESPN. Let's get to break. More Gwynn and Chris on the other side. on Gwynn and Chris. Just half of the show's namesake. Gwynn. Here. Hello. Idol. Skraby. There.
You know that Chris really wants to be on the show and he misses us because he keeps texting us.
Is it? Yeah, I haven't got a text.
He
from
texted
Chris.
a big update on the game today. They won 44 or 46.
Did he think we weren't paying any attention at all?
I'm not sure. He said our girl Kaylin Hamilton, who was in studio last week, put in a career high 15 points to help the girls win a slobber knocker, as he says.
They were 0 of 12 from 3-point land.
Yes. Look forward to being back tomorrow.
And then he corrected the score. Actually, an even lower score, 46-44. So there you have it.
What?
That's all you got?
Oh,
I thought you had more text or something.
Oh no! Well, he said Chris's emoji usage is
getting better.
It's getting better.
He used to only do the blushy face emoji,
and I told him it through a text one time. Please stop sending the blushy face emoji. So now he does the smile guy with teeth.
Yeah, no, I don't mind that. I think that's good. All right, we have a daily gambit to get to. Reminder, we are here in the lovely Bill House Studios. We know how. Let's get to it. Let's get to some daily gambit.
Do you like money?
I think about money a lot.
Do you like money without doing anything?
Winning.
Do you want to make money while watching sports?
I think Washington is immortal luck.
Washington! Woohoo! If you answered yes, this is your segment. Just don't blame us when you lose.
Well, nothing is ever your fault.
It's your game. Take it.
Gwynn and Chris go through the top bets of the day in The Daily Gambit on 97.3 The Fan.
Daily Gambit is our daily sports betting segment here on Gwynn and Chris. Please, everybody, gamble responsibly. I'm watching some Senior Bowl right now on the NFL Network, and the poor guy who came in at quarterback, all they asked him to do was throw a short screen. So he's not getting much of his arm talent out there. I love the Senior Bowl, Tony.
I think it's pretty cool. I mean, we don't see a whole lot of seniors.
No,
it feels like we used to.
Very good point.
But yeah, no, these guys get an opportunity to get out there in front of some NFL scouts.
We'll talk to Brent Zableski a little bit later in the show, and he was actually supposed to be at the Senior Bowl, but the storms canceled his flights, so he's very upset that he's not there. But we'll talk to him later. All right, what we did last night in the betting: Nebraska at Michigan. Michigan 11.5-point favorite. Tony went Nebraska. I went Michigan. Nebraska had the lead for most of this game.
They did.
And then Michigan came back and won 75-72, but you still won the bet.
We put our heads down. Nebraska was up by like 5, and then we picked it up. It was like 15 seconds, and Michigan was up 4 shooting free throws.
Yes, correct. I'm just learning that Chris was on Ben and Woods this morning. Oh, remember he's been complaining, not complaining, but he's like, I want to go on that show.
He got his wish.
I guess he did go on there. All right.
They probably, knowing Ben and Woods, they probably heard him complaining and said,
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is.
Good.
Grand Canyon at Nevada last night. Tony went Grand Canyon. Nevada 3.5-point favorites. I went Nevada. Nevada won 66-60, so I win that one. Zion Williamson over under 22.5 points last night. Tony and I went over. He had 21 points, so he did not make it. Although there was a brawl that ended the game.
Yeah.
And Zion was like not running, but he was like following, trying to get the guy under control. That dude was angry.
I'll tell you what. That was against Oklahoma, right? Oklahoma City? Was that against Oklahoma City?
I let me look.
I feel like it was.
Who did the Pelicans play last night? Yes.
Okay, see. Dort. Dort. His last name is Dort.
Okay.
He is a pretty muscular forward.
Okay.
He's their best defender. He grabbed the dude from New Orleans. In football, they got that machine that the defensive linemen use, and they like,
yes. It's like a sled,
he moved this dude like he was a featherweight sled.
Really?
Like he had him. He like took his manhood from him so bad by the way that he like was just manhandling him, that afterwards my man knew it and
Oh,
wanted,
and he had to defend himself?
and he wanted to get like he went like back around.
Yeah.
but I don't think he really wanted to smoke because he kind of
Well, he just got manhandled.
he did. I mean, there was nothing he could do either. I mean, he like had him like it was the sled machine.
That's crazy. I didn't see it like that. I just saw the aftermath.
The young man was trying to score as the clock was going down. Dort wasn't going to let him score, and then he was mad at Dort for not letting him score. And then Dort basically was like, "What you gonna do about it?"
That's hilarious, actually. I like when guys are like, "Hold me back, hold me
He
back."
didn't have a chance. My man was on his chest, and like you know how like a dad would like
grab the shirt and like get better hold.
That's how he had him.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
I can see why it caused a ruckus.
Zion was trying to play peacemaker, so I don't know that he did his job. But anyway, Kings at the Red Wings last night. You went Kings, I went Red Wings. Kings win 3-1, so you win that.
I
bet.
got
Finally,
a Kings victory.
Does it happen if Chris Ello's not here? Yes, it does. Okay.
I don't know anything about that.
And then the tennis. Lorenzo Musetti against Novak
Now,
Djokovic.
do you know how this?
I do.
Okay.
We both said over. It doesn't matter, though, because Musetti was one set away from beating Djokovic, and he had to pull out for injury with it's called a walkover for some reason. It's a null and void bet.
Okay.
Yeah, because they didn't finish the matches.
Djokovic was about to lose.
He
was on the cusp.
I
of
cannot
losing,
believe. I don't
and
know
then
what
my
happened.
man
to the
got
dude.
hurt and he couldn't finish. It was tough to. It's tough to
He's
swallow.
right
You're
there.
about to pull.
He
off
was
a
manhandling
big,
Novak.
yeah, he was. It wasn't even a good match.
Yeah, and he ended up pulling out. Last bet we made Ben Shelton against Yannick Sinner. We both went Shelton. Sinner was a 6.5 game favorite, and Sinner won 6-3, 6-4, 6-4 for a total of 7. So
He just got over.
I know. We always do that. All right, bets for tonight. Let's go. Let's start with our USD betting. They're at Pepperdine, and USD 3.5 point favorites. Tony,
I'll take USD.
playing a little bit better this year definitely better than last year. I'll go USD as well. Colorado State and San Diego State tonight. San Diego State 8.5 point favorite. Let me go look at Colorado State real quick.
Yeah, give me.
Colorado State always
Aztecs.
plays them tough, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Trying to see. They are 12-8. They last lost to Utah State. 8.5 is a lot of points. You're going to go Aztecs. I'm going to go CSU, but I think the Aztecs win. It's the points. Another game. Number 10, Houston at TCU. Houston 7.5 point favorite, Tony.
Yeah, give me Houston.
All right. I will never pick the Frogs, so I'll go with Houston. I think they're.
Why would you pick the Frogs?
Because I hear about them far too much from our midday brethren. Braden Soprano. Did you know that he went to TCU?
Of course. Sometimes I think he went to Tennessee, though.
I'm
not
sure. Yes.
Sometimes he's evolved. Sometimes
that's true.
He's a horned frog.
I don't know which one it is.
I get it confused sometimes.
I do too. Today, Tennessee shirt. Can he
I don't know.
TCU?
I don't know. Maybe it's a Dave Marcus type deal.
Oh, Dave Marcus catching strays now. Lakers at the Cavs tonight. The Cavs are 3.5 point favorites. I'm first. I'll go with the Lakers. Why not? Tony?
Yeah, Lakers.
All right. And then finally on the bet list, points plus rebounds plus assists. Luka versus Donovan Mitchell. Luka -6. Who would you take to get more, Tony? Points plus rebounds plus assists.
I think Luka get more, but he's -6, so he's got to get 6 more than what.
Yeah, you got to get 6 of something more.
Yeah, nah, I'm gonna say Donovan Mitchell keeps it within 6.
I've never seen anyone ever do that. Luka's been on fire lately. I think I'm gonna go Luka. As we're watching Donovan Mitchell make crazy shots on TV, I'm gonna go Luka. And that is it for the betting today.
All right, let's get to break. On the other side, we talked a little bit about it yesterday as it pertained to Coco Golf. Cameras everywhere. You can't get away from anybody. More players are starting to speak out about it. We'll get to it on the other side. More Gwynn and Chris.
Look.
Stay low. Hands on the heart. Stay low. You idiot. Typical tandem student right there. I tried. I wrecked your good job, buddy. Fun, huh? You need help with anything? Okay, I'm nervous.
3:18 on the clock. Tony Gwynn Jr., Matt Skraby, Chris Ello, Idol. All guests on 97.3 The Fan. Join us on the David P. Shapiro Fan Hotline. David P. Shapiro Criminal Defense Attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Coco Gauff got a nice message from Serena Williams. I don't know if you saw that.
Yes, I did.
She basically said, hey, you're absolutely right. You need to be able to get that. But let me show you how to get that racket out with one swing. You ain't got to have the multiple swings at it. Destroy it all in one swing. She's got a technique she wants to show Coco apparently.
So she's perfected the one swing, destroy
Serena
my racket.
had no problems destroying a racket on court. She
That's
did not
true.
care. She let you know.
Yeah,
she was
yeah.
not happy. And would walk over, pull out the nice new one, and get to work.
It's a very violent action too. I'm trying to break a racket.
It is. And so anyway, I don't know if you guys saw Coco Gauff after being upset in the So yes, she was upset, but she was also lost. She also lost in the quarterfinals of the Australian Open. And in effort to try not to do it in front of everybody, she went back towards the locker room and crashed out there. Unfortunately, there were cameras there as well. It got, out to the public. She was asked about it. She actually handled it, I thought, pretty well.
She was upfront about it. She's like, I am emotional, and I was trying to get away from
said,
cameras.
I didn't want to take it out on my team, and so I got to blow off that steam somewhere. Nonetheless, she's not the only player on the tour, and I've seen it for multiple players, but Inga Swiatek?
Iga Swiatek is one of the bigger players for sure.
Yeah, she kind of confirmed what Coco Gauff was saying.
Yeah, the question is like, are we tennis players or are we like animals in the zoo where they are observed like even when they poop, So, okay, that was exaggerating, obviously, but it would be nice to have some privacy, and it would be nice also to, I don't know, have your own process and not always be like observed. Like, for example, I don't know, in other sports, you have some maybe technical things that you want to do, and you have, I don't know, honestly, I don't follow other sports that much, but I guess it would be nice to like have some space where you can do that without the whole world watching, like, I don't know.
She's distressed by this.
Yeah, no, Inga's definitely, the point she was trying to make is that it would be nice to have some part where you get to,
where you can be off.
I tell you
quote
what,
unquote.
and this one, I was never a big fan of as a player, but they have it at Petco, but like in the really, really nice seats you can watch hitters hit in the cage through like a mirror or through like a window.
Yeah.
And it always felt like kind of weird, like in the cage element. Obviously, you go out to the field, you hit, everybody sees it then. But in terms of trying to get yourself ready, I don't know. I never was a big fan of that.
I know what Iga's talking about because we are treated like zoo animals every single day in our studio.
We have the zoo window.
We have the zoo windows,
Yes.
and then people stop in front of it and they just point at you, and then we were like, we can't hear what you're saying, so
Like
you could be talking trash.
In spring training, that was always a thing too. Like, especially when you were in the cage, you'd have like people in there, like, looking through the chain link fence. You're like, you just feel like an animal.
I don't think this is a bad ask from Coco Gauff.
Not from them. That's back where like the TV trucks are right there. Like, why do we need to see that anyway?
I'm sorry. I keep getting new information about Chris on the show this morning, and apparently they tried to prank call. I'm gonna have to go get this. They tried to prank call his room.
Oh, they were messing
because
with
remember when he said the other day, like, we just used to call rooms.
They heard that.
I
told you.
I'm trying to put it together. No, I know. I'm gonna have to go find this.
Oh, and please find that. That would be some gold.
I'll do it after because we have Brent Zableski.
So
next
they
segment,
they tried to prank call him,
and so I don't want to give away the punchline. But apparently, Chris did something really funny, so I'm gonna have to go back and get this.
I gotta get it.
I'm going to go back and get this. So it's in the 7 a.m. hour. But yes, the whole thing, and I get it with the cage, Tony. It's like you guys are actually playing a game and trying to prepare and stuff. Remember when the Dallas Cowboys, like some of those players came out and said that they feel like zoo animals because people get tours of the stadium and they can watch them work out and all this other stuff. It's very strange to me.
It is
it's very strange to me. I don't really need to watch guys work out.
I guess that's what you sign up for. You know, you're gonna lose some of that privacy. Is there still getting more information on Chris?
No, I was just looking to see if there's anything else late and breaking. But
yeah.
There was another tennis player, a male tennis player, who was in the middle of his match and he had to leave because his wife was pregnant. But he said that he would have left no matter when. So you're like 3 points away from winning the tournament and you're gonna leave?
I mean, listen, you got my man who had to call it quits. He was like a game away.
Musetti.
Yeah, Musetti was a game away before he ended up losing. I mean, I think it's reasonable, man. I mean, I know you don't got any kids, man, but it's reasonable to be like, I'm out.
I have never been the guy who makes fun of baseball players for taking a day off.
Because you know it could happen. Like you're like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna finish this point here, and then it goes deuce, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna finish this deuce here. Now you go advantage, deuce, advantage. Next thing you know,
she's having a baby.
Right? Exactly. So you gotta just pull the cord.
Pull the cord.
You gotta go.
Pull the cord.
Giannis Antetokounmpo. I don't know if you saw this news.
I've seen a lot of news.
I think he's had enough. He has tried to, and then the interesting thing is, I think everybody always felt Giannis was going to ask for a trade eventually, but he was playing it like he didn't necessarily want to, and he may not have, but it's not getting any better for the Milwaukee Bucks. They are outside of the playoff numbers at this point. And so apparently he is gave the green light for the Bucks to look for a trade. The Warriors, Heat are among two teams.
The Warriors, Giannis. They're on the back end.
You don't think a Giannis Antetokounmpo would help them?
I mean,
not
Steph
be in the
Curry's
back end?
almost 40.
Steph Curry is not like he's still doing
Draymond
stuff.
slowed down.
Draymond is slowed down a little bit, but he's still effective. You don't think Giannis makes them
I think Giannis makes them a better team, but I think
title contender?
I think he's it's the same situation with the Bucks, kind of, because these guys are going to retire soon, and so then he's just going to be stuck there.
Well, if you're the Warriors, at least you have somebody you can kind of build around.
That's true. I mean, Jimmy Butler's going to be out
Miami
all next year.
Minnesota Timberwolves, he would fit.
I like that.
The New York Knicks and Golden State Warriors.
He would be a superstar in New York. He would have so many endorsements.
That would be a nasty team, though, in Minnesota. I don't know. What you got to give up, though? I mean, if you're
you got to give up a great player to get a great player.
I don't know if you're giving up Anthony Edwards, but you're giving up a lot of that kind of nucleus that is.
Is Cat still there?
Cat is in New York.
Oh,
so Giannis would be going to New York.
Cat might be going to Milwaukee, something like that.
Yeah, because I don't think we don't no longer have the NBA where you could have 3 big time contracts. They have structured the rules, so it's not worth it. There's aprons, and they've structured it the way I'm sure many baseball fans would love to see it.
Oh yes,
structured.
Absolutely,
right now.
Absolutely, the NFL structured the rookie contracts now.
Do you remember that? I mean, it's funny that we talk about rookie contracts, but Sam Bradford was getting paid without having played a game more than the best players in the NFL.
He was,
and that was how it was for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, Matthew Stafford also made a ton of money, and then teams are kind of going, we need to figure this out because we're handing these guys. I mean, Jamarcus Russell, number 1 overall pick, lots of money, did not do anything for that money.
Nothing at all. All right, let's get to break. We got Brett Sableski.
We do.
First of all, I'm about to say, kudos to you, man. We've been on after Brett for a little bit. And so when you told us that via text early before the week started, I was like, how did you pull that off?
I flew to Cleveland, knocked on his door, and I got him.
Well, good job, man.
Thanks.
We'll get Brett Sableski to talk a little bit about what's going on in the NFL. I don't know if you know, but it was breaking news yesterday. Bill Belichick is not a first ballot Hall of Famer. And it is causing quite the uproar, I must say. I don't know that I expected it to be this crazy.
Me neither.
But it has been. So Stay tuned. Sit back. Get a chance to listen to that coming up next here on Gwynn and Chris.
These things. It even tells you, hey, there's a canyon over here. Don't hit it here.
Skraby from about 45 feet. His caddy tells him to play it a little to the right. He's been playing well so far today. Fourth hole. Nice smooth delivery. Hit it too hard.
Sasquatch.
So Chris says that he can't play golf, but this is the second birdie putt he's made for us. This time it was like 20 feet.
Thank you very much, Greg. But once again, you're hitting some very nice shots as well. I'm not usually complimentary to you, but can't help but be complimentary. Your shot making.
With my what?
Your shot making. You hit some.
These things. It even tells you, hey, there's a canyon over here. Don't hit it here.
Skraby from about 45 feet. His caddy tells him to play it a little to the right. He's been playing well so far today. Fourth hole. Nice smooth delivery. Hit it too hard.
Sasquatch.
So Chris says that he can't play golf, but this is the second birdie putt he's made for us. This time it was like 20 feet.
Thank you very much, Greg. But once again, you're hitting some very nice shots as well. I'm not usually complimentary to you, but can't help but be complimentary. Your shot making.
With my what?
Your shot making. You hit some.
These things. It even tells you, hey, there's a canyon over here. Don't hit it here.
Skraby from about 45 feet. His caddy tells him to play it a little to the right. He's been playing well so far today. Fourth hole. Nice smooth delivery. Hit it too hard.
Sasquatch.
So Chris says that he can't play golf, but this is the second birdie putt he's made for us. This time it was like 20 feet.
Thank you very much, Greg. But once again, you're hitting some very nice shots as well. I'm not usually complimentary to you, but
Brent Sableski will join us shortly. However, Matt Skraby was able to track down what was supposed to be some type of prank call. You good? You almost lost your footing.
I don't know what just happened. I went to go adjust in my chair. My arm just fell off the chair.
You missed the chair part.
Yeah.
You found it.
I did. Thanks to K-Laws. It was in the 7 a.m. hour. Now, the story is they saw his picture that he posted on social media, and it looks like cold in Denver or in Fort Collins where Chris is at. So they wanted to just call and check in on him. And I guess they were trying to call the front desk, and Paul kept getting the front desk menu and he couldn't get through to the menu. So they ended up calling him on his cell phone.
This is probably why you can't call and say, hey, can I get room 265?
Yes, yeah, exactly. And no one answered the phone. And so Paul was like, you know what? We're calling his cell phone. But I went through what they talked to Chris about. He has one line that made me laugh out loud here in the break. But I really like, because you could hear the surprise and shock in his voice. Here's when they actually ended up calling him this morning, Ben and Woods.
I'm just going right with the cell phone.
Is he in?
At this point,
is he in England? Why is it ringing
invested.
like that?
Hello.
There's Chris Ello.
Hey,
Hi,
this
Chris.
is Mike from the front desk. I had a report of the smell of marijuana and some moaning in your room, sir. Could you
Ganja, aka cannabis?
Yes. We've
been on hold with the front desk for the past 7 minutes, and no one would pick up our call at the Marriott on Horsetooth Road in Fort Collins. We were going to surprise you with your hotel phone ringing.
So there's them right there. Chris, I don't think had any idea what was happening in the beginning.
He was trying to put it all together.
He was trying to put it all together, but I'm just going to click into his talking points or what he's talking about because he has a pretty darn good joke, Tony. And here is this audio.
How are you guys?
Doing great, man. Doing great. We were
talk
talking.
to you guys hardly ever, and I don't appreciate you interrupting my morning marijuana joint.
His morning marijuana joint. That is very Chris.
Chris is he's a good sport about these things.
He
all
is.
the time.
He is, and he in the studio he calls it a doobie.
He said my morning
marijuana joint.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Well, that's funny.
We get
That's
Chris
funny.
back tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. So the full crew will be in effect.
Yeah.
When he rejoins us, I would assume they're probably.
I think they're coming home right now.
Yeah, they're en route coming back after one of the early, what professionals like to call elementary games.
Chris and the women's team have had to play like 3 of these.
Well,
already.
I think it's kind of a thing. Like I know in the minor leagues, you go A-ball, AA, AAA, you will have some 10 a.m. starts, and it will be all kids,
brutal,
all elementary school kids. It's just a different type of game. In baseball, it's a SpongeBob theme. And it's it's very the octaves are very loud,
I was just about to say
very high. Yeah.
Every time I hear these elementary school games, my ears are hurting because there's a lot of screaming.
And now 6-7 things rolling around. I mean, I could almost guarantee that was at least part of the theme today. All right. Do we have traffic?
Yes, we do.
Let's check some traffic and then Brett Sableski.
Us Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury. Here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by San Diego law firm fighting for your sexual harassment rights at SDLF.com. Handful of trouble spots here, guys. One of them is this collision on the coastline, southbound 5 near Leucadia. It's been moved over to the right shoulder. Southbound side of the 15 dealing with an accident right before Balboa. Motorcycle involved in this one. It's just been cleared out of the left lanes. Also, southbound 5 before Palm Avenue. Reports of a stalled vehicle in the center divide. Northbound side of the 805 just past Plaza Boulevard. Watch out for some sort of debris in the HOV lane. You spoke up and suddenly your schedule changed, your hours got cut, or the pressure got worse. That's not okay. San Diego Law Firm will help you fight against sexual harassment. contact them at sdlf.com. That's sdlf.com. I'm Kelly Danik with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Welcome back to Gwynn and Chris, or Gwynn and Skraby today. And joining us right now on Gwynn and Chris is Brett Sobleski, talking some NFL football. Now, we got a little bit of a break here between now and Super Bowl weekend, but Brent hasn't stopped the NFL from supplying us with some good news or some news to talk about, I should say. I got to get your take on Bill Belichick, this whole idea that he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer. I mean, people's heads are exploding on television as they are, really giving it how upset they are that this is even taking place. What's been your take?
It's utterly ridiculous. I feel like we have stumbled into the range of baseball gatekeeping, and now all of a sudden it's up to the voters who decides who warrants going in there and who doesn't as their prerogative. And to me, that's a mistake. I'm someone to peel back the curtains a little bit. I'm not a voter, of course, but I don't have a journalism degree. I actually have a history degree. So my background is as a trained historian, right? As a historian, your job is to preserve history, not dictate it. And that's what they're doing, right? That's what baseball does with all the steroid era. Instead of accepting what occurred during that period, place asterisks or whatever you want with Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens and along those guys. I feel like they're doing the same exact thing with Bill Belichick because of Deflategate and Spygate. Some people didn't like that. I understand why, but you cannot tell the story of the game without Bill Belichick being included. He is far too consequential to the game of football not to be immediately placed into the Hall of Fame. So for me, it's a massive blunder by the voters. It is too much gatekeeping by certain people within that group and should have never occurred. So my head didn't explode, but I definitely feel strongly about it, gentlemen.
Brent, let me ask you to elaborate a little bit for our listeners, those who may not know, who are the people who are actually voting?
Well, it's media members, right? It's long-time media members who have gained, I don't want to say notoriety. That's not the right word. But, they have built reputations over time throughout their specific areas they cover, right? For a long time, you have Peter King and those that kind of led the way. Now you also have Bill Polian that's in that group. And I'm not saying Bill said one thing or another against Belichick. I'm just pointing out these are the types of names that are in those groups now. They are longtime media members who have built reputations for trying to advance the game. And as we all know, anytime there are voters, you have potential biases. And that's why you have so many groups or so many people included in the group to try to get out that bias. In the NFL the Pro Football Hall of Fame, we have to delineate between those two things because they aren't directly tied together. They now have a very stringent process, multi-tier process to go through so that these type of things can be prevented. Unfortunately, in the end, when everyone was sitting in that room, the final votes were tallied and it didn't come to fruition. And I think it's just a massive mistake. And I see a lot of colleagues that vote or around the sport believe the same, but they generally keep their votes to themselves. At least that's what's asked of them when they're sitting in that room. So we don't know entirely what prevented him from making it into the Pro Football Hall of Fame and why. And we probably never will until next year. That is when essentially I think he will automatically be voted in, because this year someone tried to make a statement instead of doing what is correct to really document the game and be part of what the Pro Football Hall of Fame is.
Man, Bill Polian's still mad at Bill for beating the Colts all those years. I mean, he's the guy who's this all surrounds, the rumors surround. We're talking to Brent Sobleski of Bleacher Report here on 97.3 The Fan. I'm going to talk about the Super Bowl. I have picked the wrong year to trash the Patriots from the beginning, because now they are in the Super Bowl and Mike Vrabel. The whole thing about their schedule, everybody's talking about their schedule and how it's not that great, and even their playoff path wasn't that great. I understand you still have to play the games. What is your take on the Patriots win total and how good they are this year?
I feel like it's overwhelming in favor of the Seahawks, almost to the detriment of anyone preparing for this game, either within those walls or fans or those who cover the sport. Because I loved the Mike Vrabel hire last cycle. And the reason I love the Mike Vrabel hire cycle last year is because he brings a specific floor. By that, I mean, they're going to be well coached, prepared, and be well and perform well in situational football, right? The Tennessee Titans ultimately had a cap on what they could do with running through Derrick Henry with Vrabel as their head coach. I don't think that's necessarily the case with the Patriots because of Drake May. So when you have that floor raised and have a team that's prepared each and every week. No, guys, remember back to when Vrabel was the head coach of the Titans. Essentially, he was the only other coach other than Bill Belichick where he was outsmarting other NFL head coaches in the last minute or two of games, making them and forcing them into moves that they should. And he is that good mentally on the field during game situations, right? So when I look at it, that's what he's brought to this organization: stability, accountability, and their ability to play to their highest potential level. And when you have a possible MVP candidate quarterback, which Drake May absolutely is, I don't care what anyone thinks about him at this point in his career, he can take over games with his ability. When you have that combination, you can win absolutely any game. I don't care who's on your schedule, because you're more than capable of doing so. And it's not just Drake May, right? We saw last year Drake May as a rookie that he needed a better surrounding cast. They gave him one this year. And look how he's thrived. So I really think this Patriots team is being underplayed quite a bit because of the schedule, because of a young quarterback, because of potential areas people have concerns for. But we can do the same exact thing with the Seattle Seahawks and really point to areas where there are potential concerns, but they don't seem to be highlighted as much at this juncture. Maybe, and I'm just a little skeptical here, maybe people just don't want the evil empire to rise again, and that's what kind of hold them back in their thoughts.
That's probably where I'm coming from, to be honest.
The evil empire could certainly return. That's for sure. Brent Zableski joins us here talking some NFL football. And Brent, the Browns, they hired Todd Monken today. Monken was the former offensive coordinator for the Ravens. What'd you think of this hire?
Let me put this as gently as I possibly can. The Cleveland Browns saw their arch rival Pittsburgh Steelers hire Mike McCarthy. And then they thought to themselves, hold my beer. That tells you what I think about both of those hires, right? Mike McCarthy has been outdated since he was fired by the Green Bay Packers, the first initially, let alone the run through the Dallas Cowboys, and now onto the Pittsburgh Steelers. Todd Monken is a soon-to-be 60-year-old lifetime NFL coordinator. He was a head coach at the college level. That was last in 2015 for Southern Miss, where his final record was, I want to say, and don't entirely quote me on this, I looked on it, 9-25. Now, granted, that team improved each of the 3 years, and he entered a very bad program. But that's the extent of your head coaching experience, and now he's taking over an NFL team. I don't downplay Monken's brilliance when it comes to play design, being able to lead an offense. What he's done at multiple stops, become more explosive. What he did with the Baltimore Ravens, with Lamar Jackson, and how they and expanded that offense. But at the same time, when you're already going into your 60s as your very first time as an NFL head coach, you don't know if you're a true leader of men in that locker room. You don't know if he has the right mentality to be a CEO of an organization. You don't know a lot of things that's really him taking over. And especially with the current reports that Jim Schwartz is walking because he didn't get that job. All right, now you've lost one of the best defensive minds in football.
Yeah.
To me, it's just an absolutely disastrous process for the Cleveland Browns to end up with Monken as your head coach. Again, I think he's a good coach. I don't necessarily see him as a potential great head coach, and that's really where the concern is. It's particularly when you are aiming for, at least initially, some of the best young offensive minds in football, and all of them either decide to go elsewhere or turn you down. So I've seen it a lot today on social media, particularly from Browns fans since I'm here in Ohio. Dumpster fire might be nice, but I think it's really a really poor situation, a really poor outcome for that organization.
Hey, they got a Pro Bowl quarterback, so that's a good thing, right?
Speaking of dumpster fire situations,
The Pro
can we
Bowl
just put that thing to bed?
Yes,
Can we just put that event to bed? And that's coming from someone that loves NFL football and covers it.
Yeah.
On a 365. There's no reason to do anything involving the Pro Bowl other than name the guys that deserve to be there and then be done with it. I agree with you. We're talking to Brent Sobleski, Bleacher Report on 97.3 The Fan. Real quick question about the Bills. Terry Pagula, did he make a huge mistake, a huge emotional mistake by firing Sean McDermott? I don't mind the decision. I just question the follow through, right?
Yeah.
I like Joe Brady, very similar to what we were just talking about with Monken, albeit at a younger age. Now, with that said, essentially what Terry Pagula stated in his press conference after firing McDermott is they need a new voice in that locker room. And that's understandable, right?
Yeah.
That's understandable if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's understandable if you're the Baltimore Ravens. Eventually, guys start tuning you out, and that makes sense. But then why try to retain continuity by just promoting from within? Isn't that more the same? Aren't you getting almost a very similar approach to where you're already at? So to me, that's a bit counterintuitive into what you stated versus your ultimate outcome. And so while I like Joe Brady, I think he can be successful. Obviously, you still have Josh Allen, so you're going to be in the mix. You may well have just set yourself up to fall short of the Super Bowl again, and that was your stated goal. So, it's if we're grading it per se, I just think it's more the same, kind of like a C compared to like a home run hire.
Yeah, no, and they certainly were in need of a home run hire. Brent, thank you, man. We appreciate you coming on, catching up again. Hopefully, we can do this some more. Well, we only got like one more week.
But he's all
Hey, what are you
season
guys
long.
talking about? This is the busy time of year.
Yeah.
You guys know me. You know what it is.
That's right.
I would be in Alabama right now if it wasn't for this polar vortex being iced in. So
Darn polar vortexes.
Well, they will definitely do it again here soon. I appreciate you
Brent.
coming on, Brent.
I appreciate it, gentlemen. You guys talk to you later.
Yeah, that polar vortex got half of the country just under snow.
Yeah, and then I get in my car and it says 71 degrees, and I'm like, we talked about this yesterday.
You do.
I pay
you
for
do
it.
pay for
I
it.
pay
You
for
do
it.
pay for it,
But it is brutal to be out
it looks
there.
brutal. My
Yeah.
sister's out.
Oh yeah, she's
in Maryland. She said
yeah.
they saw and this was on Monday. They saw like 11 inches of snow. Crazy.
Ugh,
Yeah,
that is crazy.
sounds miserable.
It does sound miserable. Because then you're just stuck inside all day.
Enough. We told you how big a deal this Hall of Fame issue was.
Mm-hmm.
So big, the Hall of Fame has now dropped a statement.
They have dropped a statement. It's it's short-ish. The Pro Football Hall of Fame understands and respects the passionate reaction of many fans, media members, and enshrinees of the hall itself in light of published reports regarding the voting results for the class of 2026. It's that very passion that propels the game. The hall also respects the members of the selection committee when they follow the selection process bylaws. It is an honor to serve as a selector. Each year, the hall reviews the selection process and the composition of the 50-person selection committee. If it's determined that any member violated the selection process bylaws, they understand action will be taken. That could include the possibility that such selector would not remain a member of the committee moving forward. The selection of a new class is the most important duty the Hall of Fame oversees each year, and the integrity of that process cannot be in question.
Why do you think they released that? It's interesting that they went through the bylaws there and what options they have if indeed it is viewed that the bylaws weren't follow. This isn't something they normally do.
No. I mean, they basically, I think they had to make a statement, honestly.
Do you think they're making a statement? Let me ask you this, and maybe we should get to it on the other side. Do you think that they're making the statement in defense of their voters, or do you think they're making this statement to say, hey, we're gonna. I mean,
you could be replaced type of thing. I think this is a shot across the bow of some of the voters.
You think it's at the voters?
The tone to me is like, hey, we love the passion. We love all you guys having opinions on this. But also, selectors, we do review each year, and you could be removed.
Yeah, that's the interesting part is why and who is this directed at? This isn't just a one-off.
Bill Belichick. Sorry. Bill doesn't remember though, so
he said he was 95% sure that he got it.
That's not 100%, Bill.
It's not, but it's not 50-50.
I mean, everybody's talking about one thing. Should they make these public, these votes? And the answer is yes, because baseball makes it public, and baseball has way more
Don't you
anger.
have the option in baseball? I thought it was like you don't have to make.
I'm
it
not
public.
sure, but they always have a ton of writers that we can go through and see who they voted for MVP and stuff. And baseball is way more angry than football is.
Yeah, I would say. As a matter of fact, I think NFL was compared to the the Baseball Hall of Fame today.
Yes,
and not a good way either.
The gatekeeping.
Yeah, gatekeeping.
Never heard it put that way, but it makes sense.
Let's get to break. 4 o'clock hour on the way. Gwynn versus the fans. Coming up next.
All right, so here's what happened. I was at the corner, and I'm going to call out the streets because who cares? It was Claremont Mesa Drive and Ruffin Road, which is pretty close to our radio station here.
Yep.
I had to run over and pick up a little cash from the bank. That was simple, trip before I came into work. And I'm on Ruffin Road, coming up to Claremont Mesa Boulevard.
Ruffin Road can be a little rough sometimes.
They could pave that. It wouldn't hurt. Yeah, it wouldn't hurt. They can't call it paved road. I know that.
Wait, your issue isn't the potholes in the road?
That was I'm used to that. So we come up on Claremont Mesa, and we're at the stoplight. I'm in the left-hand turn lane to turn left on Claremont Mesa. I'm the third car back. And there's 2 left turn lanes. There's 3 cars in line here. And then the going straight is also red. And that is backed up each of the lanes. So that I've got cars on my right. I've got cars on my left. I got 2 in front of me. I got people behind me. No big deal. Light cycles through. And our turn doesn't come.
Oh, no.
So the cross traffic gets to go again. And then the people coming across in our direction, they get to go again. And then for a second time, they skip our turn. Well, that's what I thought. So now...
Actually, you're not going anywhere. You're stuck.
Right, you're stuck.
You're not going anywhere.
And my first thought, of course, as a good scout or, athlete, is to look around. Is there any way out? Can I back up? Can I, I'll do anything. But there is nowhere for me to go.
No.
It happens a third time.
Whoa.
And I'm pretty clear at this point, this light's broken. And I'm starting to think, how are we going to get out of this? Am I going to have to call, the police to come and fix it? No one's going to know it's broken.
911 emergency response.
Yeah.
Emergency. Ruffin Road in Claremont. The light is stuck.
The light is stuck. And so this is 5 minutes probably, but you can imagine 5 minutes.
No,
that's a long time, right?
Time.
Well, when it comes to the 4th time, I finally start just leaning on my horn.
Oh.
I'm trying to get...
What are the people in front of you going to do?
Well, because there was a moment, right, after the traffic comes this way, it paused.
You want them to run the light.
You could at least a couple people could run the light. We could get this going here.
You want them to run the light.
I did.
Break the law.
Well, they had to. Otherwise, we'd still be there. Anyway, so this is going on. So I'm starting leaning on my horn. The lady next to me looks at me like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Good for her. Good for her.
And good for her.
Kidding.
I'm like, ma'am,
kidding.
are you just clueless? Were you going to sit here the rest of your life?
She has faith that the light's going to turn eventually.
Evidently so. If it had gone again, the guy next to me on this side rolled down his passenger window. That starts to go down. I think he's going to be mad. And he's like, what? And I'm like, I'm pretty sure the light's broken. Like, how do you not know this? We've all been sitting here for 6-7 minutes now. The 2 cars at the very front of the left turn lane are not budging. So they apparently are content to sit there for as long as it need be.
They also have faith that the light is going to turn.
But I have no faith.
What gives them that faith?
Yeah, but what gave them the faith? I mean, it had cycled through 4 times now. The 5th time, I was going to just have to get out of my car and walk up to that and go, will you please do something? Or get, and if you don't, and I would have something. You know what I would have said? If you don't want to run the light, just get out of my way so I can run the light. I'm not sitting here the rest of the day. And finally, on the 5th time, the first 2 people ran the light, and the next person was able to get half. You know what I mean? And after a couple more cycles through, I got out of there. But I don't know
if the light ever start working.
I don't know if you're at Claremont Mason Roughen Road, you might still be there. I don't know. This was 45 minutes ago or so.
Wow.
So my question to you is, how differently would you have handled this than I did? And I'll start with you, Tony. Would there have been any difference, or do you know?
I don't know if I would have laid on my horn.
You would have just never laid on it.
I think I might have maybe rolled down the window, see if I could talk to somebody, see what else.
See if anybody else was in on it?
I don't think I would have laid on my horn because, listen, what you're asking is for them to, which may not be easy for everybody, and that is the timing between when because they're waiting for their light to turn.
Yes,
right?
they were waiting for
the light's not going to turn. But that also then requires them to guess the exact kind of when the timing of when they can go. And
figure it out.
I think a lot of people wouldn't be comfortable with
running the light, even under these circumstances. Well, I think
not when there's other cars that could actually hit them.
Okay, I think you're right. And the reason I think you're right is because of the 40 to 50 cars that were now piled up in my area behind me and around me. I was the only one honking.
Right, and then
nobody else thought to do this. All right, so here's what happened. I was at the corner, and I'm going to call out the streets because who cares? It was Claremont Mesa Drive and Roughen Road, which is pretty close to our radio station here.
Yep.
I had to run over and pick up a little cash from the bank. That was simple, trip before I came into work. And I'm on Roughen Road, coming up to Claremont Mesa Boulevard.
Into the 4 o'clock hour. Might want to get yourselves ready. 833-288-0973. Gwynn versus the Fans. Coming up here shortly. Some of the top stories today. Fallout continues from the Bill Belichick snubbing.
It's not going to stop.
No, it's not.
Well, I say at this point, just revote.
Giannis Antetokounmpo could be held elsewhere. Heat.
How long is he out for?
He's out for a little bit. Heat, Warriors, Timberwolves, and there's one more. Heat, Warriors, Timberwolves,
Lakers.
No, I wish
that would be sweet, right?
For me,
trade LeBron for Giannis. That's a fair trade right there. Knicks
is the other one.
That's right.
So we'll see how that story continues to unfold. Pat's list may as limited heading into the Super Bowl practice. Kind of, you get the injury report. Yeah,
it's crazy, man. He's not going to play. I heard.
that's a wild rumor.
I don't even know who their backup is right now.
No, we can't have that.
Yeah, we can't have
that.
No, we can't.
That's already a Super Bowl that seems like it's
teetering.
Yeah, taking a hit in terms of who's going to be available.
You know who's playing in or at least going to the Super Bowl, according to AI on the research? Joshua Dobbs is the backup, and so is Tommy DeVito.
Oh,
remember Tommy Cutlets?
Oh, from the Giants.
Yeah, he apparently is also on the roster.
Interesting.
That's what it says. Now, he may not be there, but
it is AI.
He could be an emergency quarterback, but think about that. You get dropped by the Giants, you end up with the Patriots, you're going to the Super Bowl.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
Not bad at all. All right. 833-288-0973. Chance to play some Gwynn versus the Fans. Let's get to it.
If you had one shot, one opportunity to take down the human almanac himself, now is your time.
Listen to me, this guy is dangerous.
Now is your opportunity to win a prize.
Well, I hope you know what you're in for.
Gwynn versus the Fans starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
I had 2 requests for the Gwynn versus the Fans open, so wanted to make sure we got it today. Gwynn. I could have done it a little bit better, but it is what it is. And we are playing for today a qualification for a grand prize. 2 tickets to New Kids on the Block in Los... Oh, gosh, I did it again, Tony.
New Kids on the Block?
I did it again. That's not the right one. I don't know how I keep doing this.
Because you just kind of set it and forget it.
I guess so. No, I usually have the right one.
No,
Here we
This
go.
is like the second or third time.
This is yesterday's. You're qualified for a chance to win our grand prize. 2 tickets to Sammy Hagar at Dolby Live at Park MGM, a 2-night stay at Park MGM Las Vegas, and a $100 gas card. Sammy Hagar returns to Las Vegas with his Best of All Worlds Las Vegas residency. Get ready to rock with your favorite hits from the Van Halen years, Sammy solo hits, and more from March 11th through the 21st and September 18th through the 26th at Dolby Live at Park MGM. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. The rules: you have to make it through 3 questions. Each question will get more difficult. If you get the question right, you move on. If you get it wrong and Tony gets it right, you're eliminated. But if Tony gets it wrong, then you move on to the next question or you win. If you're a first-time player, let us know before you get into it, and you will get that question for free today. Let's get to our first contestant. I say we go to Dan. Hello, Dan.
Hello, Dan.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Not too
Not
much.
too much, man. You ready to play?
Ready to play?
Let's
All
do
right,
this.
here we go. What team won the last World Baseball Classic, or what country won the last World Baseball Classic?
I think that was Japan.
Japan is correct. Wait, I need to get the buzzer. There we go. Nice job, Dan. Here we go to question number 2. John Wooden has the most NCAA basketball championships. Who is second on the list?
I'm going to guess Bob Knight.
Bob Knight. Stay there.
I'm going to guess Coach K.
Were you going to do I'm sorry, Dan. Tony is stealing your dreams.
It's so dramatic.
Yeah, I am a little dramatic, but Coach K. I would have thought Bobby Knight too, but John Wooden won 11.
Just recently retired. He was coaching at the same time.
True. All right, let's go to.
I don't know how recently that is. It might be a few.
I think
years.
he's been gone for like 3 years now,
Okay.
2 years now.
Yeah, pretty recently.
All right, let's go to our next contestant today, and that would be Evan. Hello, Evan.
Hello, Evan.
Hey, guys.
Hey, ready to play?
Ready to go.
All right, here we go. What team did Luis Ariz make his debut with? Major League debut.
It's got to be the Marlins, or I don't know.
The Marlins. Oh no, Evan. The poor guy has been on as many teams as he's won batting titles.
Are you waiting for my answer now?
Yeah, I'm waiting for your
sorry.
answer.
The Minnesota Twins.
Sorry, Evan. Man, I don't like how this is going so far. Yesterday, we only used one set of questions. All right, let me get settled. Delete that one. Let's go to our next contestant, Dave.
Hello, Dave.
Hello.
Hello. You ready to play?
Yeah. Hey, real fast, Tony.
Yes.
Big fan of your family.
Thank
I met your family, several times at San Diego State, and your mom was doing concession selling her chicken out there when I was doing the Mountain West tournament.
I appreciate that, sir. Thank you.
Your mom was
And I
selling
remember
chicken?
Yeah, my mom has a
one more
great
quick story.
Yes, yeah, go ahead.
Hey, your sister came to my high school, even though I was coaching there, and sang the national anthem there one time too.
Yes,
out here in Santee.
Yes, my sister can she can sing a little bit. Yeah, but my mom
She
has some
can.
great fried chicken, man.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a staple.
It's
in
a
the Gwynn,
staple.
in the Gwynn household, at least.
Does she make boneless fried chicken?
Nope, we don't do that over here, buddy.
All right. I didn't think so, but I wanted to check. All right. Let's go, Dave. Here we go. Question number 1. Which NL West team did Manny hit his 350th home run against?
Would that be the Arizona Diamondbacks?
Would that be the Arizona Diamondbacks? Unfortunately, no.
Was it the Diamondbacks?
The 350th home run?
Well, I know it wasn't the Dodgers. The Giants? Oh, okay.
Sorry, Dave.
I would have,
After all those nice things about your mom's chicken and everything.
Honestly, if Dave didn't guess Arizona, that's what I was gonna guess.
Yeah,
So,
he did it day game. I think they lost that game.
they did.
Yeah. The problem with asking you Padres questions is you go to every game, so it's just kind of hard to forget stuff like that.
I definitely forgot that one. That might have been a better pass on that one.
I see. All right. Let's go to Mike.
Hello, Mike.
Hello, Mike.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Ready to play?
Good. Ready.
All right, here we go. Which current Padre did Adam Jones rob of a home run at Petco Park in the 2017 World Baseball Classic?
Machado.
There we go. I still watch that play and just
Great play.
amazed.
Great play.
Covered a lot of ground. Here we go. Question number 2. What wide receiver did the 49ers recently break up with?
Ayuk.
Ayuk is correct.
Nice
Lynch,
work.
John Lynch, they asked him, is there any way he's going to be a 49er? He's like, no. I think it's safe to say he's played his last
Saw that.
as a 49er. All right, one day we'll find out what actually happened there. All right, Mike, you're on to question number 3. You get this right or Tony gets it wrong, and you are qualified for this trip to Las Vegas. Who was the last... No, sorry. Who was the Padres starter the very first opening day for the team?
For last season?
No,
the very first
1969.
Yeah.
Let's go with Randy Jones.
Oh, okay.
Not a bad guess.
Stay there, though, Mike.
Believe it was a gentleman named Dick Selma.
I can't ask the Padres questions anymore. You know what's really fun about walking towards the players' clubhouse
What's
the
that?
hallway is they have every opening day lineup there, and you walk past that a lot.
Yeah,
a lot.
It's on there. It's definitely on there.
All right, let's go to tiebreaker. I'm sorry, Mike, about that.
Skraby has run out of questions, ladies and gentlemen.
Well,
pretty much.
Question number 1. Okay, here we go. I'm going to do one more. And unfortunately, this person, all it says is Elizabeth on this phone screener. Hello, Elizabeth. Elizabeth.
Hey, is that me? Do you hear me?
Yes. What's your name?
My name is Matt, but
Matt.
my wife's name is Elizabeth.
Okay, no problem. No problem. I wasn't able. You called in after we started the segment, so I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
All right, Matt. You ready to play?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, here we go. I'm making up these first questions at this point.
Oh, this should be interesting.
What fast food character has red hair and pigtails?
Wendy?
There we go.
You really are making these up as you go.
It was a commercial on TV as we were asking it. Now I actually do have question number 2. Name both teams that played in the men's NCAA tourney championship last year.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh, I think it was did Florida win last year? Florida and Houston?
Oh, great
wow.
pull. Wow. Great pull.
I'm actually surprised I got that.
Well, you did. I mean, that was really good. I knew it was Florida. I could not think of the other team.
I was struggling to remember the other one until he said it.
All right, here we go. Final question. Tony gets this right, or you get this right, or Tony gets it wrong. You're qualified for Las Vegas. Which basketball player appears as a fictionalized version of himself in 2019's film Uncut Gems?
Oh man. I think you were going to say a different movie. I remember we're watching a movie. Wait, is that no, this might be a different Adam Sandler movie. Is that Hernan Gomez?
It is not. Stay there though.
I don't know if I know this. Is it Anthony Edwards?
Is that your guess?
Yeah.
No, he was in the other movie, the one where Adam Sandler was a scout. This movie, Kevin Garnett.
Oh, it's over Kevin. This is when he's like a jewelry. What is Adam Sandler?
Adam Sandler is like a degenerate gambler who keeps chasing his losses and gets in trouble, and then Kevin Garnett shows up and he plays himself in the movie, but he's actually like a character. He's not actually himself, but he's playing Kevin Garnett. I love that movie. Nice
I haven't
job.
seen that.
Nice job, Matt. I'm gonna put you on hold. You need to watch that movie. That is and I know I say this a lot.
It's just why your credibility is shot.
That is a great
movie.
That is a great movie.
I mean, I've heard that so many times. Like,
it's criminal that he did not win an Academy Award. That's how good Adam Sandler was in this movie.
Oh man,
you have to watch this next time you can. Lakers are on TV. Do I need to turn it off?
I'm sorry, you might have to.
I didn't realize.
Let's get to break.
I lost Tony there for a second. I look up, it's the Lakers are on.
Let's get to break. More Gwynn and Chris on the other side.
Camp 44
update coming your way.
From the 855, get Ross Traffic Center.
4:21 on the clock. Tony Gwynn Jr., Chris Ella Idol, Matt Skraby here. First of all, was it Matt?
It was Matt.
First of all, Matt, nice work.
Yes.
And he didn't even use his first-time player card.
No. He said he was so taken off guard that we answered his phone.
He didn't expect that he was going to get on the game.
No.
And by the time we got going, he didn't even mention it, but that was his first time ever playing. So he gets it done.
I told him he gets to keep the first-time player card for next time because that's only fair. But he did win on his first time fair and square.
Pretty sweet. I will say my Lakers got off to a pretty horrible start. 7-0, I think, at one point.
Yeah.
But then they made a nice little comeback. They were ahead 1, and then they had to go to commercial because the NBA still allows courts that have like a step down.
I don't understand it.
Why are the people sitting below where the actual court is?
How many feet do you think it is from the out of bounds line to the edge of that? Like 2?
I mean, these
3?
courts are. I mean, these dudes are big,
huge,
and these courts are not big enough for them.
No, so Luka shoots a 3. He starts bouncing like on his leg, just kind of like in his post shot routine,
like holding it up there,
and then he bounced right off the stage,
and now he's hurt.
Yeah, and he looked like he tweaked it.
Yeah, no, it definitely was ugly.
But why do they do that? That's so stupid.
I don't know. I mean, would it be simple just to build the floor into the ground? I know you got to I know you got to take it out and do different things. Cleveland doesn't share it with a hockey team, do they?
I don't think no.
Yeah,
Cleveland doesn't have a hockey team. Maybe a college, but that's still. It's
looking at that. It's probably about 3 feet from the the out of bounds line.
Honestly, he didn't look like he rolled it or anything, but he looks like he's in a lot of pain. Oh no, he's going to the locker room.
That's an ankle, dog.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, they're looking. Look at the shot. They're showing the court.
And that's the thing. It's not like a big drop off, but just think. I mean, you know how sensitive ankles are. You come down on somebody's foot.
Yeah.
It's an ankle. So you can imagine coming down in an area you think you're landing on a court, and then there's like a foot, maybe
drop,
7-inch drop off there,
and you got a bunch of fans that are sitting right there, and he fell into the fans as well. Now it's like a crime scene. They're not letting anybody sit where it was. They've removed the chair.
Camp 44.
Oh, yes.
In full effect. I mentioned that it started yesterday. I've got some footage I've seen circulating on IG of these guys getting after it on the beach. I saw Gavin Sheets. I saw Toddy there. Just usual corporate. I actually went down to the stadium. I don't know why I didn't mention it. I went down to the stadium earlier today. Got some electrolytes from my daughter as they get ready to take on a.
Do they have super secret electrolytes?
I don't know. I just feel like the pros get the good stuff. So
Probably
I went down there and took some of it. And nonetheless, I saw Joe. He was down there. I saw Nick Pavetta, JP Sears, Brian Hoeing was also down there. Michael King was these guys are all down for Camp 44. Now, there are about a handful of position players working out here. I mentioned Gavin. I mentioned Toddy as well.
David Morgan, I think
David
you mentioned
Morgan
earlier.
is also a part of the Camp 44. So these guys are they're getting
ready.
after it. They're getting ready. Saw them throwing looked like a kettlebell, trying to land it in like a hoop. Like so, as opposed to playing,
cornhole.
Yes, opposed to playing cornhole, they're kind of
doing it with a kettlebell
version of kettlebells. Getting the workout in.
I was never good at sports really, so I dreaded practice and stuff. But these guys are really good at their sports; so they don't mind it.
I don't know that anybody you don't dread it,
but you don't like it.
It's a necessary evil in order to get ready, sharpen the skills.
Yeah. Did you how much did you work out before going into spring training?
I'm not gonna lie to you. When I was like young and it wasn't, my body was would bounce back. I enjoyed the off season as much as I enjoyed the regular season. I don't think anybody enjoys spring training, but I loved getting ready for the season.
That's a great thing. Yeah. You want to get started. I remember over the summer when I was like, oh no, football camp is coming. I'm clearly not ready.
Football is a different monster, though. And
we were doing 3-a-days
I was
for
about
a
to say,
week.
you had like, what was it, Hell Week?
Hell week. We had to stay at the school.
I remember
Kevin O'Connell wrestled one of our coaches and beat the coach, and the coach never was the same.
I'll tell you what, I remember when I quit football.
You played football?
Yeah, it was my freshman year.
Really? I did not know
I
this.
got there. We had gone through Hell Week. I had our first scrimmage. Like, we got through all of the hard stuff. And I just remember walking to practice that day and like open up my locker, and I'm like, I don't want to put all this crap on like every day.
Yeah. Especially when were you good?
I was pretty good.
What were you playing?
DB.
Yeah. Safety or corner?
No, corner.
Wow. We got the most athletic guy in the field right there.
I enjoyed it, but I just knew it was going to be a lot.
No, I totally understand, because there were times when I got hit during practice and I was like, laying on the ground, I don't know if I want to do this anymore.
I don't know if I want to keep doing this.
Yeah, I specifically remember one hit that I know I got a concussion on, but I understand that. You were better at baseball anyway, so.
I think so.
You chose the right sport.
I think so.
You weren't going to go pro in football?
Nah.
Okay. Did your dad ever play football?
I didn't like hitting like that. I mean, if I was going to play defense, you would think you like to at least do some of that.
Yeah.
Nah, I like to try to get an interception. That was pretty much what I wanted to do.
Did your dad play football at all?
No.
You just basketball and baseball?
Basketball, baseball only. All right, let's get to break. Skraby, your big five.
Yes.
Is it actually complete today?
It's complete today. We didn't like, we didn't like get close to any of your subjects. Did you? No, Chris isn't here, so.
You always got to get one in a day when he's not here.
Is Notre Dame going to join a conference soon? Some people think they need to. That's what we're going to talk about. Also, someone put their name in the hat to manage the 2028 Olympic baseball team if Major League players play, but I think he has to go through someone else first.
Huh. All right. Interesting.
Yes.
Look forward to Skraby's Big Five next.
These things. It even tells you, hey, there's a canyon over here. Don't hit it here.
Skraby from about 45 feet. His caddy tells him to play it a little to the right. He's been playing well so far today. Fourth hole. Nice smooth delivery. Hit it too hard.
Sasquatch. So Chris says that he can't play golf, but this is the second birdie putt he's made for us. This time it was like 20 feet.
Thank you very much, Greg. But once again, you're hitting some very nice shots as well. I'm not used to complimentary to you, but I can't help but be complimentary. Your shot making today.
With my what?
Your shot making. You hit some.
These things. It even tells you, hey, there's a canyon over here. Don't hit it here.
Skraby from about 45 feet. His caddy tells him to play it a little to the right. He's been playing well so far today. Fourth hole. Nice smooth delivery. Hit it too hard.
Sasquatch. So Chris says that he can't play golf, but this is the second birdie putt he's made for us. This time it was like 20 feet.
Thank you very much, Skraby. But once again, you're hitting some very nice shots as well. I'm not usually complimentary to you, but can't help but be complimentary. Your shot making today.
With my what?
Your shot making. You hit some.
These things. It even tells you, hey, there's a canyon over here. Don't hit it here.
Skraby from about 45 feet. His caddy tells him to play it a little to the right. He's been playing well so far today. Fourth hole. Nice smooth delivery. Hit it too hard.
Sasquatch. So Chris says that he can't play golf, but this is the second birdie putt he's made for us. This time it was like 20 feet.
Thank you very much, Skraby. But once again, you're hitting some very nice shots as well. I'm not usually complimentary to you, but can't help but be complimentary. Your shot making today.
With my what?
Your shot making. You hit some.
One segment closer to the happy hour. Skraby takes over from there. Atlanta Falcons. And I know Adam Klug is somewhere very excited that he just heard his team mentioned on our show.
Oh, he's very excited about the future of the Atlanta Falcons.
He's elated about Kevin Stefanski. He was introduced today.
Yes.
I think the jury's still out on that decision.
Yeah.
However, they did bring Matt Ryan back.
Mm-hmm.
Played his whole career. He's president?
I don't know the exact title, but he runs the team.
He's running the team. He had his introductory meeting, I believe, yesterday. Let's play his introductory meeting.
Welcome to Atlanta.
Welcome to Atlanta.
Welcome to Atlanta.
Welcome to Atlanta, Coach.
I feel like we should be saying where the players play.
Go ahead, go right ahead.
Just
feel free.
Where the players play.
I love that.
Where the players play.
First of all, there are not going to be too many dudes making football decisions that will have that kind of personality
True.
that you're going to get to deal with.
True.
So I think that already kind of loosens everything up. I think he's going to do a good job for him. Now his first bit of business is hiring Kevin Stefanski, who, is a two-time
coach of the year. I know.
I must
I've
say.
been told.
But
I'm told.
I don't know. We'll see.
I think this is funny because I looked up what Matt Ryan's birthday, because I'm thinking if he does this, because this is my reaction
This
too.
is right. 100%.
My reaction.
As I
it's
watched the clip
in the
before
back
I knew
of my
he
brain.
said that.
Yeah.
After the second "Welcome to Atlanta," that was the next thing I
the
thought.
Players play and we ride on the things like every day.
This was our college era right there.
Matt Ryan was born 8 days before me, so it was like a Pavlov dog thing where my mind just went straight to Ludacris.
I always enjoy when guys like that can be relatable.
Yes,
I think that's what that is.
And he's kind of dorky about it too, which is
you
hilarious.
can almost see it building in his head as like the fourth "Welcome to Atlanta" hit him. It started to kind of. I feel like this needs to be said.
It
and
does
he said
need to
it.
be said. I love that.
Good
I love
for him.
that. Good for him.
Skraby's got a big 5. Sounds like it's going to be pretty good. Do we have some traffic to check before?
Yes, we do.
All right, let's do that. Get to the big 5.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after
All right, it's
accident.
time for the.
Here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by San Diego Law Firm, fighting for your sexual harassment rights at SDLF.com. Got a few things going on here. One of them is a stalled vehicle southbound 805 before Adams Avenue. It's been pushed into the center divide in the South Bay, southbound 5 before the 805. Collision blocking middle lanes. And watch out for a stalled vehicle on the Milo Carsway on-ramp to northbound 5. It starts small. The comments, the texts, the pressure at work. When it crosses the line, you need a personal advocate. San Diego Law Firm will help you fight against sexual harassment. Contact them at SDLF.com. That's SDLF.com. I'm Kelly Danick with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
It's that time of the show when we check on the latest in sports. Only the most important topics and questions are brought to light.
Stop what you're doing and listen.
These news stories will astound and amaze you. The one, the only.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
The Big Five starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
Two things, Tony, before we get into it. For all the Luka people out there, he's back in the game. So obviously he didn't hurt himself too bad. And it was only a very brief removal from the game. The other thing that I wanted to say, and now I can't remember what I wanted to say. That is brutal. Oh, here's what I wanted to say. Come join us at FanFest. Tony, do you know they gave us our guests for FanFest? Now everybody has their time. So our guests for FanFest, we're going to get Jake Cronenworth at 2:30 approximately. We're also going to get Jake Peavy at 2:40 approximately. Ben and Woods are Jason Adam, Craig Stammen. I got to say, Braden's got the best mix of the day. Mason Miller and Joe Musgrove.
What time is that at?
That's at 12:10 and 12:20.
That's what time those guys are going to be there.
Exactly.
So
it's not like they, mixed it up. It's never mind. I'm trying to
over-explaining.
Thank you, Tony.
Over-explaining, buddy.
Thank you. I'm working on the over-explaining, so we'll move forward.
Yes, I will be double duty that day. I have FanFest early and then dinner on the Diamond for the Aztecs later on that evening, in which we'll have Kevin Vance, head coach of the baseball team, on Friday to talk a little bit about.
Yes, and you will. Yes, we'll talk about FanFest another time.
Wheels are spinning up there. All right.
Like, when is Tony going to be on? How long is he going to be on? Do we need to tell those guys to come earlier? Yeah. Anyway.
Number 5.
Bleacher Report ranked schedules of the big college football programs to determine who had the most difficult, but they also found out who has the easiest schedule. This is all opinion based, so it's not really based on anything but opinion. But Indiana is on there as an easy schedule. Alabama is the number one.
Year?
Yes, next year. Alabama is the number one for easy schedule on the Bleacher Report list. But Notre Dame is also on there. The article says this, quote, in an era when the Big Ten and SEC play 9 league games, what playoff contender wants to schedule a potential loss? The answer is nobody. That's why Notre Dame needs to join a conference, end quote. Tony, how long until Notre Dame is forced to join a conference?
I think for a long time they've been able to avoid doing it. But I just think the way this landscape is, these conferences, and I think the playoff committee is going to eventually make them.
Yes.
Because if you're the SEC, Big 10, Big 12 even, right? Playing these tough in-conference. Well, okay, let's move Big 12. Big 10 and SEC. You're playing a really tough conference. You're also scheduling some of those tough, although Alabama got the easiest schedule. I wonder what their pre-conference schedule looks like.
I'll go take a look.
I just think eventually it's going to, in the same way it was held over their head this year, I think there's potential for that to keep happening. And they can stay out of it so they can kind of handpick their schedule. I think that could end up backfiring on them.
Yeah, Alabama plays East Carolina to open up the season. They play all SEC teams, and then they have a non-conference versus Chattanooga on November 21st.
Give me their non-conference game. This is going to make
Chattanooga.
Okay. Chris is going to be infuriated about this.
That's that and Florida State, East Carolina. I don't really see that as being that easy of a schedule, but some of these SEC teams aren't that great, so that's what they're saying. But they're going to need Notre Dame's going to have to join a conference because
I always found what I thought was interesting was listening to their head coach. He came off as someone.
Is it Marcus Freeman?
Yes, Marcus Freeman. Okay. He came off to me as someone that seemingly was
wanted to
in a conference.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to have to. I would assume he doesn't want to have to leave it up to chance that they get in if they schedule a hard enough schedule. How long until they join the conference? I would say after next season. After next season is when they're going to do it because you can't just keep playing. And I know that Notre Dame plays like teams, but a conference like the SEC just has a way more difficult week-to-week schedule. So
yeah, I agree. I think if let's say something it bites them again this year, I don't think they'll hesitate.
No. Do you think they'll get in with the ACC? Because the ACC apparently they hate the ACC now.
Oh, we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see how long that hate lasts.
Exactly
when they need a conference
rolling in, and ACC's like, please come to our conference.
Number 4.
All right, I found this very interesting, but The Athletic put out this: NFL players may be more broadly in support of keeping the tush push than team owners. In a recent survey by The Athletic of 80 players, 67 respondents, or 83.8%, voted against banning the tush push. Just 13 players supported banning the play, according to The Athletic. One defensive player from a team that hasn't been running the tush push told The Athletic, quote, "It's just a part of the game. Bleep, we should start using it too." I don't know who that was, but they should start using it too. A proposal to ban the tush push received support from 22 team owners before falling just 2 votes short of passing at last May's league meeting, per Adam Schefter. I'm up first. Is this still a play worth voting on? I guess not. It seems like people have kind of taken a turn on it. If it's going to get banned, it's because they're going to ban it for the referee's sake, because it's too hard to officiate. You don't know if they actually got a first down, the false starts and all that stuff. I do think pushing from behind is a problem. And I know that's the whole thing. I don't have any problem with a quarterback trying to sneak up the middle, but when you have like 7 linemen pushing him, I think that's a little bit different. But long story short,
7 linemen pushing him. He's behind.
You
all
always
of them.
see those guys go. Ah!
I think that's when he's.
Either way, I don't think the play is going to be removed by at least a vote, maybe the officials. Tony, is this still a play worth voting on?
No, I don't think it was a play worth voting on in the beginning. Stop it. And now, listen, I think more teams have gotten a little bit better at it. You're seeing more teams do the push, and figuring out the right technique. It's not just Philly having success with it.
No, and it's like the first one that pops in mind. Steelers have a tight end that does their tush push, and Aaron Rodgers just stands behind everyone, and that's their way of doing it. I think you're right. Teams are starting to like it a little bit. But the Buffalo,
they're certainly figuring out how to run it better.
Yeah, the Packers were the one who originally asked for this rule to be voted on.
Number 3.
If Major League Baseball players represent the United States at the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles, Dave Roberts wants to manage the team, Tony. The longtime Dodgers manager and 2-time defending world champion made his case for the 2020.
Can't even get through it without doing it.
It hurt. I forgot to edit that part out because that doesn't need to be in there. He made his case for the 2028 Olympic job earlier this week. Former Angels manager Mike Scioscia manage the team in 2020, but Dave Roberts said, quote, I want to manage the Olympic team. That's what I want to do. In LA, I want to manage that team. I went to school here at UCLA. I managed the Dodgers. It's a no-brainer. My question, Mark DeRosa is the manager of Team USA, and he will be managing this World Baseball Classic. So, Tony, should Dave Roberts get manager over DeRosa?
Well, D-Row is the manager right now of the WBC. I don't know how
That's
Olympics and WBC, if there's
Might
a
be
connection,
two
if
different
it's two
teams
different
somehow.
teams. I'm not sure how that works, but it would be kind of cold-blooded for if that is the case. They are connected at D-Row. And then maybe that's assuming he does a good job with this WBC.
True.
They did not win last year. They got to the final. This is a stacked team.
Yeah, they got to get farther.
Maybe
this
that'll
year.
have something to do with it. But I think as is, D-Row should be able to hang on to that job to do the Olympics.
Yeah,
Assuming he does another good job as he did last year.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, the Olympics is until 2028, so they have a little bit of time.
It may not even be a thing. He may not be returning by 2028 to coach.
How is Dave Roberts going to survive the sinister sling if it happens to him in the
The
Olympics?
what?
The sinister sling. How is he going to handle that when someone
I don't know that there might not. Maybe there won't be a sinister sling.
Everybody's just going to get along?
Maybe.
All right. He would be scared for his life. I think Mark DeRosa should stay, and that is because I'm biased.
Number 2.
Wonder why you think that.
I just don't like how he's like, I want to manage a team because I'm the Dodgers
Hey,
manager.
listen, he's got some clout right now,
Yeah.
so he's
using it. He's using it. All right. Some more news is coming out about Bo Nix's ankle injury, and hey, this was always going to happen, Tony.
According to your guy,
my guy, it was always going to happen. Here's what Bronco head coach Sean Payton said about the Bo Nix injury.
What was found, though, what was a condition that was like predisposed right at that, they always find a little bit more when they go in, and it wasn't a matter of if, it was a matter of when. So it wasn't, because when you look at the play and you're trying to evaluate it, he said, the doctor, operating surgeon said that this was going to happen sooner than later. Now you go about the rehab, proper orthotics, all those things. But he's been one of those players that I would say has been available.
Is it me, or did he have a really hard time talking about that?
he sounded like me.
He's trying to give medical reports, and he doesn't really know what the medical report is. Anyway, how much of I guess I'm up first. How much of a concern for the Broncos is this going forward? I read a lot into this. Apparently, Bo Nix has ankle problems, and this is one of those problems. But once you break it, apparently it might not break again, type of thing.
It might not break again.
I'm not a doctor, so I can't really say. I think this is kind of concerning for the Broncos.
I would say so,
because he didn't even do anything to break that.
Not only that, he is part of what makes Bo Nix is his ability
to move. Yep.
And ankles are funny, man. Like if one of them little bones don't heal right, that could be a thing that is nagging for a while.
Yeah, it could be nagging for a while. They guess looked into this before they drafted Bo Nix. They didn't think it was going to be an issue, but it was the worst timing possible for them to have this happen. But apparently it was always going to happen, Tony. So.
That's what our guy said.
It's not Sean Payton's fault. It's Bo Nix's bones.
Number 1.
All right. I didn't realize this, Tony, but apparently the NFL Replay Center can hear game audio while they're looking at replays. You know what I'm saying? So the people in New York that are reviewing plays and are the eye in the sky type of thing.
They can hear on the field?
They can hear the TV broadcast audio. So they can hear what Terry McAulay is saying or what Gene Steratore is saying. And it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird to me. So
you think they shouldn't?
No. Because the article that I'm reading, I don't know why I went, no.
You think it can...
They're biased.
It can push them in a certain direction.
Because Terry McAuley could say something, and they're like, you know what? I didn't see it that way. Now I do see it that way.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt.
Like if a baseball...
It should be sound off.
It should be sound off. You should not be getting the commentary.
You should know what the penalty that you're looking for is, but it should be sound off. I agree with that.
It says, quote, the referees in New York certainly are watching the network's feeds of the telecast. And during the playoffs, when only one game is on, they can hear the audio. So there's a possibility that they're being influenced by the broadcasters. But these are all experienced refs with their own strong opinions, not to mention access to many more camera angles. So the announcer's influence in these decisions is negligible at best. I don't think it's negligible at best. But I did not know that they could watch the actual TV footage with Gene Steratore going, I don't know. I think we need to get a 3x5 note card out here.
Yeah.
Seems like a conflict of interest a little bit.
I would like to see, I mean, listen, it's probably the best of all the replays that we have in the sports, but they could clean that part up.
Can baseball clean up their replay, please?
You know, we're slow to the party.
At least they're now kind of explaining things over the microphone sometimes.
I think I heard that in the playoffs, maybe I might have heard them explain something.
I love when you and Jesse, and there's a review, and you guys are like, this is absolutely with this one call. They can't call it anything else. And then both of you are just left stunned because somehow the replay official overturns the call.
Definitely happened at least twice.
And you guys are like, we're waiting for this email of the explanation because we need to know. It does seem like baseball replays.
By the way, the email gives you nothing.
Oh,
nothing.
They just kind of send something.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the same rigmarole that was just mentioned.
Yeah.
Sometimes it needs a little bit more of a clarification.
I hear Jesse say this all the time. It makes no sense why the umpire can't be like, this is
what we're looking at.
Yeah.
This is what we saw.
This is what we saw, and this is why we didn't do it. But they apparently are scared to speak in public or something like that.
I think that used to be the case. There's so many of these young dudes now. I can't imagine that still being the case.
That's very true. Before you get out of here, Tony, I wanted to ask you this. And Tony and I have some stuff for you guys in the 5 p.m. hour. LeBron James kind of talked about it, but rumors.
Oh my gosh! I'm sorry.
The Cavs would like for LeBron James back if he wants to go back there to end his career with the team he started with. What do you think about that?
I wouldn't be mad at that.
You wouldn't?
No. I mean, I love having LeBron as a Laker, but if he wanted to go back where it all started, they got a good team. He would not be required to be the same LeBron James he's had to be required to when he's been in Cleveland. Why not?
How much longer do you think he's going to play?
He could very well end it after this year, but I think next year.
Is there any more like records he's chasing?
Unless he wants to create a new one. I think he's got all
kind of is. Yeah, that's true. He kind of is creating
minutes,
new records.
Games, points. I mean,
he's played so many games just in the playoffs alone.
It's all crazy.
Mina Kimes said something about the 49ers injuries that you sent us over the weekend, which I kind of agreed with her about. The 49ers are getting injured a lot, and it's about this whole substation. And now teams aren't even practicing at the 49ers facility because of the substation for the Super Bowl. It's become a life of its own. But she said they've just played a lot of football.
They've played a ton of football.
And I think she's right.
They've been in the playoffs. When's the last time they weren't in the playoffs?
Last year, but then before that, it was like 2020.
Stretch. Yeah, it's a long.
And they're playing deep into the playoffs.
And there's more games in the playoffs than there's ever.
And there's
been.
also one more game to the regular season.
Right, and they're going to add another one too, I think.
Health and safety, Tony.
That's what they're all about. Happy hour on the way. More Gwynn and Chris.
Well, you got me for the next 2 hours with the Skraby Show included. My name is Matt Skraby. I'm filling in for Tony Gwynn Jr. and Chris Ello. They'll both be back tomorrow. No problems at all. Chris, actually, I cannot wait to talk to Chris about this whole situation that he had with Ben and Woods this morning. Now, they actually talked to him. So Ben and Woods called Chris this morning because they saw that on his Instagram or wherever he posted it that he was in a very cold place. And so they wanted to give him a call and they wanted to talk to him, but they tried to get through the hotel line first, but they kept putting Paul through to the automated voice picked up and no one would answer. So they ended up having to call his cell phone, but Chris dropped something that I never thought he would drop.
How are you guys?
Doing great, man. Doing great. We were talking
to you guys hardly ever, and I don't appreciate you interrupting my morning marijuana joint.
I cannot believe Chris said that. Morning marijuana joint. So we'll talk to him about that tomorrow because that was hilarious. It was. And you can go see or go hear that and see that, I guess, on Ben and Woods, the YouTube page, and then the Odyssey app as well. It was the 7 a.m. segment. So you can go back and listen to that. We still have, we're going to do some sports potpourri, Tony and I, here in the next segment. We're going to talk about Yu Darvish here in this segment. We still have the biggest fan to give away. And then Tony and I talked to Alden Gonzalez earlier today, and he had a lot of great information, just updating us on some of the things that we've been talking about on the show. So we'll hear from him. And then starting at 6 o'clock, we got this Skraby Show. But this Yu Darvish thing has really taken on a life of its own. And now I'm seeing people talking about how Yu is messing with the team, and Yu can do what he wants to do. I think he has earned that. Part of me doesn't even really think that this is, part of me doesn't really think that this is as big of a problem within the organization than maybe we are thinking it is or making it out to be. But it is strange. It's very strange when someone puts out a report that says they're going to retire, and then the player comes back and says, no, I'm not going to retire. But there's a lot of different questions about it. And AJ Przinsky was talking to Kevin Acee earlier today on Foul Territory TV, which, again, if you don't watch Foul Territory stuff, it's good stuff. But they talked about the Yu Darvish situation, and here is what they said.
Can they get the money back? If he says wouldn't they want the Padres want him to do this sooner than later? Because I'm not exactly the number he's making, but I'm assuming it's around 20-ish million, if not more. Then the Padres can save that. Yeah. Okay. So then they could say, hey, we could use that towards.
Oh, no. That's something that they have sort of unofficially budgeted for 2026 and beyond is this money. This has been an ongoing thing where, it's a big decision for you. So it's not like, he has, I don't know if I want to say gone back and forth or whatever, but he has not been definitive to them until recently that this is definitely going to be the case, that they are going to get money back.
So how I read this is that basing off of what Kevin Acee just said, the team budgeted for this money to be available. They didn't think they were going to have to pay Yu Darvish whatever the full amount was. So what I'm gathering from this video right here is that Yu Darvish, after the surgery, maybe told the team, hey, I'm thinking about hanging it up. And I don't want to take my money not that he doesn't want to take the money, but maybe, hey, can we work on a settlement or something like that? Or I'm definitely done. There's two options. They can do the settlement part, or I'm definitely done and I don't want the money as well. So to me, if the Padres had already budgeted for this, that means there is some positive indication that this Yu Darvish is going to retire and they were going to have this money back. Now they are stuck in not limbo, but they are stuck in a place where they're trying to figure out the best route. And I think that is in settlement form, but I'm just not sure how long that's going to take. And I also I don't think that they need to force Yu Darvish to make a decision early, but I think Yu Darvish knows that the longer he takes to make this decision, the more the team kind of has to wait and see what happens. So, and Darvish has always been a upstanding guy in my estimation. He's never done anything to San Diego that's wrong. He's never really done anything in his career that's wrong. So Darvish seems like a guy that gets it in that regard. He doesn't want to put the team in a bad spot, but we're coming up on spring training and they do have to figure this out. So like Kevin Acee said, well, until recently he was not definitive. I feel like there's maybe a miscommunication going on between Darvish's camp and the Padres, but one of those things that we're not going to really know until we get to a point where it's being reported. The whole thing about reporting early as well tells me, and this is pure speculation, but it tells me that Kevin Acee got this information from someone in the know and believed that he could go with it because that person was in the know, or whoever he got it from. And then Kevin Acee puts out the report, and Darvish is like, no, this is not true. I'm not fully retired yet. I want to think about it a little bit more. I want to rehab a little bit more. So I think we just need to, as we do with everything else, wait and see. But I do think that Darvish needs to make a decision a little bit sooner rather than later, because he needs to let the team know which direction to go in. And having his salary off the books would be huge. They would be able to spend more money. Now, I don't actually know if he's going to like officially retire, and then that is, if he officially retires and he settles, then that's off the books. But if he's still on the team, they still count that towards the competitive or the luxury tax. He's making $16 million this year, and then he has 2 more years of $15 million each. So that's a lot of money to leave on the table. That is $46 million. So I'm assuming there's some sort of settlement on its way. But they could definitely use the 16 million extra bucks hanging around. They could sign a 5th starter for that. They could sign not a reliever. They don't need any relievers. They could put $16 million towards the DH or a first baseman. That's something that they need, but we'll keep an eye on this situation. It was broken over the weekend, and now we're kind of in a holding pattern until we get things together. But that is the latest on the Darvish situation with the Padres. Happy Hour is brought to you by GL Pools, the company trusted by thousands of San Diegans to keep their pools sparkling, swim ready, and expertly maintained. Call GL Pools now and say radio for a free month of service. So tonight on the Skraby Show, I am going to try and go into another deep dive. I didn't actually finish my research, so I'm going to try to do that, but I really found going through Buffalo Bills Reddit hilarious. And I felt bad for the Bills fans because of this whole head coach thing. So on the Skraby Show, I'm going to read some of the comments and responses on the Buffalo Bills Reddit. They're really, really funny. And also, I want to talk about something that's kind of weird. In the NFL, we've talked about it before. In the NFL, the rookie scale quarterback contract is a pretty low amount so that teams can figure out if they want to pay them big money. But Sam Darnold gets a big old bonus for going to the Super Bowl because he signed a free agent contract. But Drake May, apparently, unless the Patriots change things, from what I'm reading here in this article from Bleacher Report, Drake May is not going to get anything for going to the Super Bowl. Anything. And that does seem a little crazy to me. If you are a second-year quarterback that leads your team to the Super Bowl, you should probably get some compensation for it, because everyone knows how much money the Patriots are going to be making this season now that they're back in the Super Bowl. So I find that really weird. The whole quarterback contract is strange to me because now you have, like before when players in college weren't being paid, it was no problem. But now you have players in college making more than the professionals out there. That's the problem right there. Like the guy who signed with Texas Tech, I'm blanking on his name, the quarterback, he signed for more money than Shedeur Sanders' full 4-year contract is with the Browns. And that should not happen. I mean, I'm all for college kids getting their due, but that should not happen. Shedeur Sanders is a professional quarterback. He should be paid more than a college quarterback for one season. And I'm sure that there's going to be some discussion about that the next time they come up with this, because the last time they voted on this, NIL, I don't even think was really a thing. It was at the beginning of the 2020s. So now that NIL is a thing, I wonder if they're going to adjust the quarterback situation and with the contract here going forward. Because if I'm a quarterback in the NFL and I get drafted, I'm good enough to play NFL quarterback and get drafted. I should make more than a guy who plays quarterback in college. That's just a fact in my mind. Here are Sam Darnold's his bonus checklist. He made so much money this year. He signed for like $30 million. And this year he got $500,000 for 4,000 plus passing yards, $500,000 for 67.5% completion rate, $500,000 for top 10 offense, $500,000 for playoff berth, $500,000 for divisional round win, $500,000 for conference championship win. That's an extra $3 million. So he gets, just for the playoffs, and then he gets paid, I think I would have to go back and see, but it's over $1 million for a Super Bowl appearance. He's just getting paid $1.5 million just for making the playoff alone, just for making the playoffs. So that's where I feel like it's a little bit unfair for Drake May to be making very little money and leading his team to the Super Bowl while his team is making a boatload of money. I hope the Patriots take care of him. I don't know. I'm not really concerned about Drake May's finances, but if you make it to the professional ranks, I mean, you work your entire life to get there. You should be able to make some money if you make it to the Super Bowl in your second year. Dylan says, you doesn't owe anyone anything. Absolutely right. But I do think he doesn't owe the Padres a decision. He does not. But I do think it would help if he would make a decision sooner rather than later. All right. This is Gwynn and Chris. I'm Matt Skraby. Tony's going to be back with me in the next segment. We're going to go through a whole sports potpourri. We got a ton of stuff to talk about. And then Alden Gonzalez at the end of the show and a Skraby show at 6 p.m. Your traffic is going to be at the end of the report, but we'll be back shortly.
We are where you
And what is before they try, what is the heat index they're facing? Do we know? Or
Well, you could look up the Scoville on a ghost pepper.
Yeah.
It's one of the world's hottest. There's a couple of hotters.
Scoville's the measurement unit.
The X pepper and all of that.
Thanks for the education, because I did not know.
I've allowed milk and bread, but if I was
so
asked,
tell us the actual rules of this. Like
the rule is,
see if you can do it. I guess
you guys alternate spoonfuls until one of you can't.
One of you can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
Until you can't do it anymore.
I will take
and
one.
The winner,
spoonful of
Skraby,
this.
has a jar of
here it is.
A couple of my jars.
I
Products.
think they both are winners if they pass this.
For
I
the
hate to
winners.
say, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
There will be no back and forth. There will be one spoonful.
Now,
this is the one that he has right now.
The 38?
Maybe.
Okay. All right.
Now, this right here, I've been putting on some of my turkey burgers.
Good stuff.
This is hot.
Okay.
All right, are we doing
All
this?
right, here we go.
All right. Let's
Adam's
do it.
ready.
This is a
There,
full
away he goes.
spoonful
He
of
does
the-
have a full spoonful for those listening.
This
on that.
is, I'm literally sweating watching him
That's
do
a
this
full
right
spoon?
now. That's a full spoon.
All
For
right.
sure.
That is a full
down the
spoon.
hatch we go.
All right.
And man, he went the whole thing. He did not. He did not trickle that down the throat. He
He
just
hasn't reached for the milk yet.
Skraby's coming over.
When does the heat kick in?
Oh,
I knew it.
When does the heat kick in?
Wow.
you better go, dude.
There goes Skraby.
They
Skraby,
both did it.
did you swallow that, Skraby? Yeah.
That is some good stuff.
It's delicious.
Delicious.
We're gonna see it.
Tasty.
I'm gonna watch you now.
I'm feeling it already. I am. Are you?
No.
He's
Adam's
feeling good.
feeling nothing. All right, so take another spoonful, Adam. You'll win.
Oh, come on. Now we're double dipping.
he's all
you
one
can't put your
spoonful.
same
That's
spoon
not
in
what the
there. competition's all about.
We always said
Spoonful
that.
too.
Yeah, go for
Oh
it.
yeah.
I always said that Adam Klug was kind of had a.
I at least used a different spoon. No double dipping.
All right.
I didn't know where. I don't. Think
I always
it
thought
matters.
Adam Klug had a cold persona, but evidently it's just the opposite.
All right.
Big
He
boss
is
Michael
handling
Valenzuela
this.
in the
Wait,
YouTube
no,
chat,
dog.
by the way.
What you waiting on? You let laughing it drip in your hand. Oh, okay.
Scraby, where are you? Let me see.
Okay.
I'm just looking at Adam, and Adam's not having any problem at all.
Look at you, Adam.
Adam is backed up.
But this
I must tell you, Tony,
wait,
that Adam has cashed the check.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he did.
cashed
You said
his
I wouldn't be
check.
able to cash
I
it.
did.
No, you
I
cashed
sure
it,
did.
man.
You proved
cashed
me
it
wrong,
for
my
sure.
friend. I
Scraby,
gotta tell you though, this is further proof that whatever we got him with that tie,
the tie thing,
was
yeah, 'cause
super weak.
this is less than a 10, right?
He's over here having a difficult time.
You're turning a little
No,
red,
The time
Scraby.
was just as bad.
You're turning a
This
little
hit me
red.
By the way,
faster.
this is delicious.
Oh my
Oh,
God!
he's going
Scraby,
with
another
that
one.
Yes.
Come on, Adam. Wow, you're gonna have to come back in 6 months with like an 88.
Oh.
It's 38.
We'll have to go with the higher Scoville next time.
All right. Oh, wow. Look at this guy. He's talking
Drop.
trash now.
Well, he
I haven't had a sip of milk or bread.
He hasn't even reached for it.
No, he doesn't
came out
even
of the
need the
gates
bread.
talking trash.
All right.
All right. Now
Hey,
I'm
man.
going to take another one.
What?
Well,
Why
you got
are
you got a
doing
whole
this
other
to
spoon.
yourself?
No, because I don't want.
You don't want Adam to say
He,
he
by
has
the way,
sweet sauce,
yeah, he
baby.
get the whole
Full spoon,
get the same
baby.
thing that look. He's dropping it all in there.
Keep the studio clean.
It's all anybody's
Big
worried
boss
about.
Michael watching over here. Come on.
Ooh, boy, Scrabe, get back in front of the camera. Your face is red, Scrabe, isn't it, Tony? Are you
I'm
seeing
sweating.
the same thing?
You are sweating. Your face is definitely.
Why do you keep doing this?
You're not feeling anything?
Adam isn't even
Anything?
moved over
I
there.
feel a 1 or maybe a 2 out of 10 here.
Wow.
Adam
That's ridiculous
Klug.
because I'm.
Wow. Adam Klug is a tough
Gravy's
son
not
of a
bent
gun.
over the trash can.
No,
over
I had
there.
to spit.
I was going to say, it looks like Adam Klug may be producing the rest of the show because he's fine. Scraby may need
Scraby's
to
going
go
to
get
bed. Yeah, you know,
assistance.
here's want the milk, dude. It might
Frank
work
predicted
better.
that.
No.
Oh, did he?
Frank
Scraby's having
predicted that.
bread.
Oh yeah, that Adam would just cruise through this with
Frank
no problem.
predicted this.
He did.
Frank on the last show.
I
said
know you
Adam
had
would
it
have
like
no
that.
problem.
He did.
I got a newfound respect from Tony Gwynn Jr.
Yes,
over here.
you do.
So-
all right.
So Scraby has the prizes for you, Adam. You have one a jar of the ghost.
You can
pepper
have as much of this
salsa
as you want at all
and
times.
the,
Yeah.
Mr. Lane's roasty 38 chili powder.
You should let me have that chili powder though. I think I do. I think I would do more damage.
Started
with
off
this.
giving me the mild. My
And what is before they try, what is the heat index they're facing? Do we know? Or
Well, you could look up the Scoville on a ghost pepper.
yeah.
It's one of the
Suspect.
world's hottest. There's a couple of hotters.
Scoville's the
Reaper
measurement
and
unit.
the
Okay.
X pepper and all of that.
Thanks for the education because I did not know.
I've allowed
Yeah.
milk and bread, but if I was
So
asked,
tell
I would
us
have
tell
said
us the
no.
actual rules of this. Like
The rule
Want to see if you
is
can do it, I guess.
you guys alternate spoonfuls until one of you can't.
Yeah, that's,
One
yeah,
of
that's
you
not
can't
happening.
do it anymore.
Yeah,
That's not happening.
until you can't do it anymore.
fools.
I will take
And
one
the winner,
spoonful of
Scraby,
this.
has a jar
Yes.
of
Here it
a
is.
couple of my jars.
I think they
Products.
both are winners if they
Hold on,
pass
hold on,
this.
for
I
the
hate to
winners.
say, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
There will be no back and forth. There will be one spoonful.
Now I am.
This is the one that he has right now.
The 38,
Maybe.
Okay. All right.
No,
maybe.
this right here, I've been putting on some of my turkey burgers.
Good stuff.
This is hot.
Okay.
All right, are we
All
doing
right,
this?
hold on.
Here we go.
All right. Let's
Adam's
do it.
ready.
This is a
There,
full
away he goes.
spoonful
He
of
does
the-
have a full spoonful
He does.
for those
There's-
listening.
there's
on
no
that.
This is
I'm literally sweating watching him
That's
do
a
this
full
right now.
spoon?
That's a full spoon.
all
For
right.
sure.
That is a full
down the
spoon.
hatch we go.
All
All right.
right.
And man, he went the whole thing. He did not.
My
He did
turn?
not trickle that down the throat. He
He
just.
hasn't reached for the
Trickle
milk
that
yet.
down.
Scraby's coming over.
When does the heat kick in?
Oh,
I knew it.
When does the heat kick in? Wow.
You better go, dude.
There you go.
Junior, Crisello, Idol, Matt Skraby here though, and got a little potpourri rolling for you. We've kind of touched on everything here today so far. Obviously, we got a chance to hear from Kevin Acee
Yeah.
earlier in the show, and
Yeah.
Alden Gonzalez blessed us with his presence.
Yes.
And here we are now with the potpourri.
The potpourri, it's because, I like to do potpourri because these stories aren't big enough for us to make a segment around it. So we
Yes.
just got to touch on them. But
Not enough legs to get through a whole segment.
exactly. But the biggest story is this whole Bill Belichick thing. It has taken on a life of its own. You got Jimmy Johnson all over Twitter saying this is ridiculous. If Bill Belichick isn't a first ballot, then no one should ever be a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's like, I'm a Hall of Fame coach.
Yeah.
This guy was a Hall of Famer. Well, it all stems from a rumor that was reported by ESPN that Bill Polian, former Colts executive, was trying to get people to not vote for Bill Belichick for at least 1 year because of the Deflategate and the Spygate scandal. Now, when they went back to Bill Polian and asked him, he said, I didn't do that. I voted for him. And then another reporter went back to him and he said later, I'm not 100% that I voted for him. I'm 95% sure that I voted for him. I think Bill Polian is the guy.
Well, Bill Polian is how old?
Oh, man, I don't even know how old he is, but he's probably in his early 80s. 83.
Yeah, I mean, he might not really remember what he voted for.
You shouldn't be voting if you can't remember who you voted for.
That's not true. As long as you were there, right there, and in the present time, know what you're voting for.
I think this whole thing is a disservice to Bill Belichick.
I think it is. I don't know that, unless we get some evidence that he actually was able to corral, this 83-year-old man was able to corral all these votes and be like, hey, let's leave Bill Belichick out. I don't know that it's fair to throw it all at the feet of Bill Polian, whether he voted for him or didn't vote for him. There still had to be a bunch of other guys that didn't vote for him as well, right?
At least 10. He needed 40 of 50 votes, and so 10 other people. Jimmy Johnson on Twitter was my favorite guy who came out against this. He said, these votes need to be public.
They do. I think
he was called them cowards.
I think they do need to be public.
Because the baseball is public for their votes on MVP, Cy Young, things like that. And it causes problems. But when you vote and you have a vote, you got to stand behind your vote.
Yeah, as you should. And this is, I don't know that I've heard anybody not or everybody agree with what has happened. I mean, everybody is coming out. I mean, not just coming out, but like visibly angry that it's even happening the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
So, for all that, Bill Belichick has had here recently, that may have given you the impression that people have kind of moved away from him, I would say that has been proven inaccurate because the amount of people that have stood up and kind of in his defense
and people of stature in the game,
for sure. People that, I think mean something that have some credibility, have all stepped out, and man, this is a bad look for the Hall of Fame.
Totally
really
bad look. Totally bad look. Maybe we need to, audit the people who are voting, because nothing like this should ever come down to, and I don't know this for sure, but it seems ego. It seems like ego is behind this.
What else would it be?
They really don't believe he's the first ballot, but I don't believe that either.
I don't think you can have possibly watched as much as I couldn't stand the Patriots and Bill Belichick.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't have been on the planet Earth and been a football fan and not think that this is not a first ballot Hall of Famer. Excuse me.
We were talking about this on the Skraby show last night, and someone brought up, well, if you didn't have Brady, he wouldn't have won. And I'm like, and Jimmy Johnson backed me up on this in his tweets. Everybody had a good quarterback that wins a Super Bowl. It's just a dumb argument.
It's just a dumb argument. Every single coach that has been, held at the highest regard had the dude at that point.
You don't get to the Super Bowl with a scrub, and you don't get to the Super Bowl 6 or 8 times with a scrub. You have to have a franchise quarterback.
It's quite silly. It is. Nonetheless, and who knows? I don't think this story is. It just doesn't feel like it's done.
Oh, it's not done.
It feels like there's more to come too.
There are going to be some people really investigating this, trying to figure out what happened here. In other NFL news, I thought this was very random, but the New York Jets apparently and head coach Aaron Glenn contacted John Gruden about a role on his coaching staff, and many people think it was for the offensive coordinator position. The Athletic wrote that because they fired their or their offensive coordinator here, I think in the last couple days. But John Gruden said no. He's not going to join the Jets and be an offensive coordinator. My first thought was, why would he ever be a coordinator? I mean, he seems like he is a head coach or bust.
I think he could get paid handsomely to be an offensive coordinator.
You're right about that.
And if he didn't want to like have the respect, and listen, clearly it seems like he still wants to coach, like as the head coach.
Yeah,
but it would just kind of be like a little bit less to deal with, I think, as an offensive coordinator. I feel like we all think that John Gruden knows offense and he knows quarterbacks. That being said, I also understand why he was like, nah, I'm good. Thank you. I appreciate the thought, but
first off, they don't have a quarterback.
They don't.
Second, they don't have much of a team. Third, the owner is atrocious. It's not a great situation for John Gruden to walk into. Apparently, he was a consultant for the Saints during the 2023 offseason, which is his last real NFL work. So maybe we'll see him as a head coach again. Who knows? I'm not sure.
Certainly can't count him out in the NFL.
No. The trade deadline, Tony, according to baseball trade rumors, MLB trade rumors, has been set for August 3rd. I know you were a fan of a later trade deadline, but this doesn't seem like it's later. Is an August 3rd trade deadline good or bad for you?
I don't think it matters. I mean,
unless they move it weeks.
Yeah, I mean, the deadline's good because you get some action, you get some movement, which is good. But I don't think moving it back this far or this through with it 3 days, 4 days is that big a deal. I mean, it just buys you a little bit more time, but.
Maybe September is the trade deadline.
No, listen, I think it's fine right here.
I thought you said you wanted it later. Maybe you said that because you want it would more action.
I don't know what we were talking about at that point. I can't even remember.
I may have just be putting words in your mouth, which is totally true.
I don't know.
I could do. So yeah, the trade deadline, according to MLB trade rumors, August 3rd. We are doing a potpourri segment here, and with the Farmers Insurance Open in town, that brings back Brooks Koepka, and it brings back. Well, it doesn't bring back someone else.
Speaking of Brooks Koepka, I don't know if our listeners remember. What was my man's name that looked like you? We kept saying, look like Reed?
Patrick Reed.
Patrick Reed. Did I not see that he is leaving Live and coming back to the PGA Tour?
He is. And I knew
your twin.
Once I saw this,
when you see him, you'd be like, what's up, twin?
The whole doppelganger thing was going to come up again. I don't think I look like him. I would prefer, I would like to be a professional golfer, whatever. I'll look like that.
Act alike, though.
We do not.
What I remember.
Patrick Reed is known as a bristly human being. So remember when he cheated here?
Yes, I do remember.
And then he said he actually didn't cheat, but there was some controversy.
Another defection. I mean, regardless of whether it's like a big name or not, it is another dude leaving Live.
He's a Masters winner.
Going back to PGA Tour.
Yeah, I mean, Patrick Reed, I forgot about him for the last 3 years. I had not heard his name once.
You know what was funny is as I read the article, I couldn't help but think to myself, man, his name. Why do I think of Skraby when I read this? And that's when I asked you. I said, "Hey, man, isn't Patrick Reed is that the golfer?" And it was like a slow remembering how and where his name came from.
Yeah, because he's been gone for so long and no one has cared about him.
I just think it's funny that I immediately, the first thing
I don't think it's funny. Was you. I don't think it's funny because you guys are spreading lies about me and my look because I do not look like Patrick Reed. And someone even made a graphic of me and Patrick Reed.
I don't even know what it was but it just sang to me that it was you, like you and Patrick Reed.
Okay. Anyway, Brooks Koepka says that the reason he wanted to come back to the PGA Tour is because after his wife had I believe a miscarriage, he said he wanted to spend more time with family. He also revealed that Tiger Woods made one phone call to Brooks and said, hey, we worked this out for you. If we make a return package for you, you coming? Brooks said yes. So Tiger was the one who reached out and was the one who started all this. And now we're seeing guys come back. And I think guys are realizing, oh, maybe Live wasn't a great option because they never got the world golf ranking points.
Do you think they got okay? So aside from that, do you think it was boring? I mean, there doesn't seem to be. I'm talking about in terms of the actual golf. Was it competitive?
No, I mean it was competitive, but it's all team golf and it's like individual / team golf. I don't think those guys really care as much.
Yeah.
But on the PGA Tour, you're playing 4 rounds of stroke play by yourself, so you got to give it your all everywhere. I watched Live Golf a few times. The presentation to me was not fun. Music in the background. I know I sound like I'm 90 years old. I cannot stand when people play music on a golf course, but there was music in the background. There's drones. John Rahm is all angry about drones all the time. And I'm like, dude, what you knew what you're getting into.
You got a whole lot of money to do it too.
So Brooks Koepka is back and he's going to be playing at the Farmers Insurance Open. So yeah, he actually didn't take a spot. And I don't know how I feel about this either, but it's not my choice. So I'm going to let it happen. They added a couple more spots. Instead of take away a spot, because then people would be angry that he took someone's spot, which I agree with.
So they added a couple.
They added 3 more spots, I believe.
Just went and created some money. Just like
and 2 golfers were like, okay, I'm good. I'm going to go play the Farmers now. But it's almost strange to me that they're like, you know what? We're just going to add some spots under the radar.
Seems desperate's probably not the right word, but it certainly seems like you're like
a little bit of desperation.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like
a little bit.
Maybe it was. Maybe it was the right
a little
word.
bit of desperation.
All right, let's get to break. When we return, Alden Gonzalez joined us early. If you missed it, you get a chance to hear it next here on Gwynn and Chris.
right. I know all you biggest fan people are out there. I'm going to give you the name in just a second. I got to go back to my document. I guess I wasn't ready. I just had all that time. And going down, here we go. Congratulations to today's biggest fan, Rob McAllister of Bonita. Give us a call within the next 10 minutes at 833-288-0973, and you'll qualify for our grand prize, 20 tickets for you and your friends for a night in our Odyssey Suite at a Padres game with all of the fan staff later this season, catered by Spiro's Mediterranean Cuisine. Remember to register your name at 973thefan.sd.com/biggest fan. Rob McAllister of Bonita. Give us a call, 833-288-0973 in the next 10 minutes for your spot in the qualification. All right, we talked to Alden Gonzalez earlier today, and we talked a lot about the Yu Darvish situation. We also talked about this whole TV deal with the Dodgers and whether or not the Major League Baseball is just giving them extra money. And we also talked about, some of the other big baseball stories. So a lot of good stuff in this. I'm going to get you your traffic, and then you'll hear Alden Gonzalez, and then I'll be back after that, and we'll have a Skraby show at 6.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
This traffic report supports a fentanyl-free America, brought to you by the San Diego DEA. A couple things to mention here. One of them is crash northbound 15 before Camino del Norte. It's over the right shoulder. Up ahead at Center City Parkway, reports of a stall in the left lane. Families laughing, parents cheering, futures filled with hope. The American dream is possible when our country is fentanyl-free. Protect communities, prevent fentanyl overdoses, and support those impacted. Learn how to protect your loved ones from fentanyl at dea.gov/fentanyl-free. I'm Kelly Danick with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Alden Gonzalez joins us, ESPN. Alden, how are you, my friend? Welcome back from Arizona.
Doing great, buddy. How are you doing?
I am doing well. I want to get your take on the Yu Darvish situation. I mean, certainly it seemed as though he might be heading to retirement. You kind of put the brakes on that. And now we just kind of are in this space as we kind of wait and see what's going to happen.
Yeah, I feel like I just kind of went through a version of this with Anthony Rendon. Obviously, it's probably a slightly different matter, but Anthony Rendon's not going to play baseball anymore. But he's still being paid for one more year. And so the Angels and Anthony Rendon's representatives, the Boras Corp, kind of restructured the last deal where they sort of deferred the salary over several other years. So the Angels' payroll commitment for 2026 was lower. And the reason why I bring up Anthony Rendon, the results of Yu Darvish might not be the same, but when you do stuff like this, the union is involved, the league is involved, not to mention the team and your agent. So, when his agent Joe Wolf puts out that statement that nothing has been decided yet and it's complicated, that's at least part of what he is referring to. I think the important thing here, and Tony, you could speak to this a lot better than me because you're around him so much, and you know this, and a lot of people have said this about Yu Darvish. If there is one player who would give up major league salary if he didn't want to play anymore and not just sort of stay on an injured list and collect money, it's Yu Darvish. And so, and I don't know if that's ultimately going to be the path, but I could definitely see a scenario where Yu Darvish doesn't believe he's going to be able to pitch or thinks it's in his mind unfair that he's collecting this contract when he has no idea. And he says he's going to relinquish the money. If that's ultimately what happens, I don't know, but there are a lot of different paths to this. He can spread it out. They could restructure something. But Yu Darvish said it himself that he's going to try to rehab and he's going to see where he's at. But, I mean, needless to say, if this does happen, even if they defer some of that money and the Padres' obligations for 2026 are lower, that's huge for this team. This is a team that is operating as if it doesn't have payroll flexibility. And so when you look at, and I'm talking just directly about, the 2026 needs, I mean, there's still a lot of starting pitching out there. They could free up some money to get a badly needed starting pitcher. But I think in my mind, this sort of speaks to the bigger picture of who Yu Darvish is and why he commands so much respect and admiration from people. He seems like a very honorable person. And I'm not saying it's bad if players don't go this route, but it's part of the reason why people speak so highly of sort of the character of Yu Darvish.
We're talking to Alden Gonzalez of ESPN here on 97.3 The Fan. And Yu Darvish, the thing that surprised me about it was yesterday we heard from Jim Bowden, and he was saying it's not that easy to just walk away from millions of dollars because you got the MLBPA that doesn't like when players walk away from millions of dollars guaranteed money.
Absolutely.
Is there, like, how much of pressure is there coming from the MLBPA for you to stay and get his money?
Yeah, I don't know how much pressure, but certainly they don't like setting that as a precedent. And look, I'm sure any agency would want to collect a commission on money too. And I think that's why these things sometimes take a while and there are concessions that are made along the way. But look, at the end of the day, this is Yu Darvish's money, right? Like, so it doesn't matter what kind of pressure is coming from the union or if there is any pressure from an agency. If he's staunch about this, Yu Darvish is going to do what Yu Darvish wants to do. I would just say, though, that I don't want to say there's no precedent for this, but there's not a lot of it. There's not a lot of precedent for this throughout baseball. Even when players were clearly injured and not playing anymore, they collected their money. So I think that's why this could be a sort of a complicated scenario.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Alden Gonzalez joins us here at ESPN. And Alden, we heard Kevin Acee on Foul Territory today talking about Fernando Tatis Jr. and him possibly being shopped. And the answer was no for now. And it was the big caveat. He put it in the right circumstance, it could be moved. But Fernando's coming into age, just turned 27, coming into what, most consider the prime of his career. He clearly is the piece that the Padres had that other teams would covet, correct?
Oh, no doubt. I mean, it's him and Jackson Merrill. Those are the two guys. And that's the thing, where there are sort of two sides to this. And, even though Tatis hasn't fully lived up to his expectations, I think that's more because the expectations for him are so outsized because of the talent. And even though he's owed a lot of money on that contract, that is still, because of the age, as you mentioned, 27 years old, that is still a very desirable deal. And the Padres would not only be able to get rid of that contract, but they would able to, my understanding from talking to other people throughout the league, they would be able to get talent back as well.
Yeah.
And obviously you're not doing that unless you're getting both. You don't trade a guy like that otherwise. This came up quite a bit down the stretch of the season, early in the offseason. And I kicked this around to other executives. And the thing that I heard back most consistently was that trading Tatis, and we've seen A.J. Preller come out and say he's not doing that. And that's not an A.J. Preller thing to do. He doesn't do stuff like that. Not to mention he has a full no trade clause. But trading Tatis would kind of go against who A.J. Preller is as an executive. And one firm belief that A.J. Preller has, and we've seen this not just through his words, but who he targets in the trade market and free agency, is that he wants to collect as many superstar level players as possible. Okay? He believes that is what wins not only in the regular season, but that is what wins in October. That is what wins championships. So, I mean, we saw it, obviously when he traded for Juan Soto and Josh Hader, we saw it just in this trade deadline when he had holes elsewhere in the roster, but he was most aggressively pursuing Mason Miller for a bullpen that didn't need help because he wants to collect as much upper echelon talent as possible. So in my mind, trading Fernando Tatis Jr., not just in my mind, but in the eyes of other executives, would go completely against the ethos of A.J. Preller. If that did happen, I would think it's because the payroll situation in San Diego got so dire that he needed to find a very, very creative way to free up that money while still being competitive. And if you take a bird's eye look at the roster, a lot of guys are on the back half of their careers making a lot of money. The farm system is dried up. Well, at least we think he always tends to find prospects to complete deals. So like, yeah, it's Fernando Tatis Jr. and it's Jackson Merrill. And I'm trying to take a quick scan in my head of the roster. I don't know that
Mason Miller,
obviously
probably.
Mason Miller too, but that's the group, you know. So that would be it. I think it would be a really difficult thing for AJ Preller to do. It was really difficult for him to trade Juan Soto, although he did really well in that trade. But that was the defining trade of AJ Preller early on in his career, to get Tatis for James Shields, to develop him into a superstar, to sign him to that contract. To me, that would be a last resort sort of thing for AJ Preller.
I agree with that. We're talking to Alden Gonzalez here on from ESPN on 97.3 The Fan. I'm going to switch gears a little bit. I know Tony's going to ask you a question about the TV contract of the Dodgers, but once they signed Kyle Tucker, I think my brain broke a little bit because of all of the money they're already paying guys, and they gave him a ton of money. So I've been trying to come up with ways, not to blame the Dodgers, but come up with ways that it can level the playing field. And outside of a salary cap and a salary floor, have there been discussions about tools that could level the playing field?
I mean, I think the only tool is to give teams further penalties for exceeding that luxury outside of salary cap. Is to give teams further penalties for exceeding the luxury tax threshold. Not just, I mean, on top of like loss of draft picks and taxing them more heavily. I don't know what else you could do. But that's kind of it. But here's the thing, like, and this is going to make your brain melt more, even though you probably know about it already, but they're going to pay Kyle Tucker, when you consider that they're already over the highest threshold, they're going to pay Kyle Tucker $120 million in 2026 alone. Okay.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So that's more than the payroll of I don't know how many teams, but a decent chunk of teams. And they don't care. They don't care.
They do not.
And then that's where, like, you know, that's where, like, when fans get angry, I understand. They make, and I know we'll get into this, but they make so much money off their TV deal. They make so much money off Shohei Ohtani. And they want a three-peat. And I think part of this, even though they won't admit it, is that they don't know what the economic landscape is going to look like in baseball after this season. So you might as well go all in. And the great thing for the Dodgers and how this played out perfectly for them is they have an older roster. They have prospects coming up that they want to create pathways for. So they went into this offseason thinking, like, all right, we're not going to sign anybody to a long-term contract. If we get star players, it's got to be on our terms, which is a short-term deal, higher annual value. And they were able to address their two biggest needs, a closer and a left-handed hitting outfielder, with the two best players available to fill those roles. And when you take a step back, think about the fact that, like, when Bryce Harper was a free agent, they offered Bryce Harper a similar contract, short-term, high AAV. Not a lot of teams are doing that for superstar players like that then. Bryce Harper obviously didn't take it. He signed a longer deal with the Phillies. I think this speaks, at least partly, to the fact that to just how much of a destination spot the Dodgers have become for players. It's not just because you live in Los Angeles or it's a big market team, but it's because they win, and it's because they treat players well, and they treat their families well, and they have every resource that you could possibly imagine to make yourself better. And you know, everything is sort of in their favor right now, and I think this offseason really characterized that.
Alden Gonzalez joins us here, ESPN, and Alden, Bill Shaken has a kind of a Q&A out, kind of going through something of what I think it was June Lee, who kind of broke this last week, kind of the bankruptcy thing and how McCourt was kind of able, really, it seems like, to outmaneuver Major League Baseball and get this price tag on this team. Guggenheim ends up selling the TV rights. They get $8.5 billion, which was way more than what Fox had offered, which was in the $3 billion number. There was a discussion that, at least from MLB's attorneys, that, hey, if you allow this to happen, this could turn into a Dodgers versus the 29 other teams. And we fast forward to now.
Who's that fortune teller over there?
We fast forward to now, and that's certainly where we sit at. And I mean, I guess in some ways MLB kind of looks like, well, look, we told the judge this was going to happen, and here we are. There is not really a fix, as you said, unless there is you to continue to tax these guys more.
Yeah, and for context, like Bill Shaken covered I think every day of those bankruptcy proceedings back in the Frank McCourt days, and he did a really good job explaining this. And it just put it simply, the Dodgers sort of pay revenue sharing off their local media deal through the valuation of what it was initially thought to be when they're going through bankruptcy under Frank McCourt. And so they ended up with a much bigger deal than that, but they still pay towards revenue sharing the percentage as if it were the original valuation. I think when June Lee did his video, which I saw, it's as if you're paying taxes on a really small house, but you own a mansion, right? So yeah, it's just another thing in the Dodgers' favor. And I think when Major League Baseball predicted that this would be sort of create an unfair advantage, I don't even think then they anticipated the local media, the linear cable model drying up as quickly as it did.
So that only made the advantage bigger then.
Right, exactly. And that's the thing too. This is a major deal for the Dodgers. I think I would argue that the bigger deal for the Dodgers is that their TV contract is not gonna go away. You've seen this obviously the Padres lived this when Diamond Sports Group, as it was then called, was going through bankruptcy and they lost their TV deal. That was major revenue that the Padres lost out on. We're seeing it now with that same company, which became Main Street Sports Group. Yeah. Their nine remaining baseball teams may fall out. They might have no local media money in 2026 at all. The Padres are backed by a major corporation that makes billions of dollars a year. And even if their local media subset is not as profitable, the company's not going away, right? Like Diamond Sports, Sinclair had a subsidiary, which was Diamond Sports Group, and they're the ones that took the fall. The Dodgers media deal will not go away. It is ironclad. It is as ironclad as you can get, and that revenue is not going anywhere. And when you think about the bigger picture and Major League Baseball's desire to nationalize local media rights, I keep thinking, why would the Dodgers want to do this? Right. Why would the Dodgers want to give up their deal? The Dodgers, more than anybody else, are in this position because of their local media contract.
Yeah, it goes back to that once again. I mean, after you get past cap and floor, it goes to that TV deal, and it is, as you said, as good of a deal as you'll ever come across. Alden, appreciate your time, man. Good catching up with you as always.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Take care.
Alden Gonzalez from ESPN, always bringing the good information. Well, not the good information in certain regards, but he always has great information for us. So that was it. That's it for Gwynn and Chris. Our biggest fan did call in, so thank you, Rob. 5 minutes or so, the Skraby Show. We're going to talk about California Burrito and the crisis that's going on with the California Burrito at some point during the Skraby Show. Talk to you in a few minutes.